No, I'm just saying what you can see.
Nothing.
Yeah, you can.
Bit of
You can
blurry.
see.
Still about 35. Hot, no rain. They lied.
Yeah. That's pretty sad, that guy just going for a walk.
Yeah, actually getting killed by a gas bottle.
Oh, well, I always say people should be careful what they put on their balconies.
Especially in those built-up areas.
Yeah.
Hello, Tony. How's the solar going? Good stuff. Still waiting for a video. I'm sure you'll get round to it. Just get your missus to do the video and you can be like the Leyland brothers. Hello, Tony here. Over there, solar panel. Here, battery. There, no bill.
God. That sounds between the Leyland brothers and Link Knight.
I'm pretty sure that's how they used to talk, eh? We're the Leyland brothers.
I used to watch them with Mum.
Of course, Harry Butler in those days as well.
The Leyland brothers is what made Dad always want to go on holidays.
But it's been hot here again.
And so we have the real Tony Abbott in the room, not some other name.
We got the real Tony.
Yeah.
Yes. I heard a rumour that Tony Abbott's having a love affair with Bronwyn Bishop. It's a match made in heaven, let's be honest. Yeah, that's the way to go, mate. That's what we've got in our bedrooms. And we're putting another 3 in, one in the office, 2 in the bedrooms. It just saves money, really does. I've got, my son's got this bloody great big system in his house. They have enormous electricity bills, but they only turn on at the moment because they've got a new baby. One in the lounge where they are and one in the bedroom. But the whole thing has a massive motor, so it doesn't matter whether you run the whole house or just those rooms. He said, I keep getting enormous bills. Yeah, no, look, even on a hot night, you'd probably use, at a big push, $1, because it self-regulates. The thermostat just, works beautifully. We don't put it any colder than 24, never have. So Bob's your uncle, but each room air conditioners just make a huge difference. We're putting a big bugger in our open area. I'll just show you. In there, it's quite a big area, big open area. And it's going to be I think 7.5, 8 kilowatt. But we'll hardly use it. Like, it's 35 now. So we'll just open the doors and windows. It's evening, so no aircon required. But if you go to bed and it's a bit sticky, well, just whack on your little air conditioner. What are you saying? It really does use bugger all. And particularly in the bedroom, it's not that big. I mean, our master bedroom is 5 metres by 4, so it's 20 squares. And the 2.7, I think ours are. It's more than enough. And I'll be honest with you, most of the nights I prefer just having a fan on me. So air can to keep the room cool, and then a fan to blow it all over you. Mrs. doesn't like the fan really on her, but I can, I'll just get an old pedestal fan, got a good one, and just have it ticking on low, like a bit of air blowing, and you just sleep much better. If you're in a bedroom and it's comfortable temperature-wise, you sleep well. Nothing worse than waking up sweaty, sticky, 3 in the morning, you think, geez. But individual air cons are the way to go, reverse cycle. Did we actually use the heat in the bedroom last
Yes.
winter? Did we?
Yeah, because of me.
Wouldn't have been much though. That's pretty good. I've got the same company that put my other 3 in the old part of the house, putting these 4 in. And I think the big aircon and the 3 bedrooms fitted was just under 5. But we got a bit of a discount because we bought 3 prior, so. Yeah, 7.5, I think that's all we're getting, I think, for the main area.
Yeah, I think it's 7.5 we're getting for our main area.
Basically, the main area is the kitchen, dining, lounge, it's all open. And that is 11 metres by 5. So what's that, 55 square metres. And they say you could do that with a 6 kilowatt, but we're getting a 7.5. But yeah, individual aircon's the only way to go. Yeah, you pay a bit more up front, but you pay bugger all on electricity, and if you got solar during the hot part of the day, it's free.
Plus, if one goes, touch wood it doesn't, then you can go to another room. Like
Yeah, yeah. Worst scenario, we just go back to the old lounge. They are very efficient. They're so super quiet as well. Like I said, the 2 main things, we don't mind it warm, like it is 34 I think now, but we're so used to the heat over here. Hello Mel. That when it gets down to about 24, I put a jumper on. And people say, no, you wouldn't do that. I said, yes, I bloody do. In the UK, 24 degrees is considered a heat wave. I'd shiver. Did you send a Mel a pic of those beds we got?
No, because you didn't give them to me. I haven't got them on my
Oh,
phone.
right, okay. You do not know how much your screen means to me. I put targets on Seed's head and I threw cricket balls at the television. Good to see you, mate. Just been talking to Tony about his solar system. My builder has been a total dick. And I'm ready to go, but I just can't get them to install it till they're finished, and that'll be about another 3 or 4 weeks. This grant package, 3 units and 2 others, it was 2.3. Geez, that's good, isn't it? Because even though it says 2.6 or 2.7 on your reverse cycle air conditioner, it doesn't mean it's using all of that. So people get a bit confused. They say, well, it's 2.7. It should be 2.7. No, it doesn't. That's not how it works. Thermostat kicks in, less power. It's good stuff. I've studied electric uses and solar for years and years, and it really boils down to appliances.
We're doing the BRB to each other.
Righto. Appliances are the game. Get them efficient. Like out the back, eventually when we get organised, having an outdoor area with the pool, everything out there will be solar lights. And I know we only need 200 amp batteries, or probably one 200 amp or two 100 amps, either 12 or 24 volt connected, get the appropriate lighting, and probably 400 kilowatt of panels, and you can buy them so damn cheap now, it's ridiculous. There was a whole house down the road that went, it was 3.6 kilowatt with inverter. How much you reckon, Tony? 150 bucks. I'm not kidding you. 3.5 or 2.6 running with a computer, lights, and I'm using 500 watts. Yep, because what it is, it boils down to an appliance rating is the maximum rating. So if it's a 3 kilowatt, whatever you're using, if it's not at full capacity, you're not using 3 kilowatt. And your thermostats are kicking in and kicking off. The beauty about a reverse cycle these days, your fan still blows full blast, but the air conditioning side of it only is used when it's required to meet that thermostatic temperature. Yep, that's the beauty of your battery, mate. Right now, the sun's poured all it into there. It's costing you nothing. What is it down to? Just a spoonful of mel makes the medicine go down. No, it's good stuff, mate. It's brilliant. Because you must be getting close to getting a bill.
Now,
That
Mel,
won't be quite accurate. That's probably your next bill. That'll be full on.
Mel, we don't even boil a jug right now. We're still using the little portable gas burner.
Yep.
We have for nearly 2 years. Yeah, when you think about it, nearly 2 years we've been cooking like that.
No, try about,
yeah,
try about
18.
15 years.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
no, before the kitchen got ripped. Oh, no, we did that when we moved in here.
I've always preferred to cook outside. Always.
No, we had the portable burner on the...
I'm a pepper. Oh, you're a prepper? Yeah. We used to have that. Our neighbours, 2 gay blokes, but they were nice blokes. The first time that they came over and said, look, there's something wrong with our power. And then he said, hang on, the whole street's out. How come your lights are on and your television's going? Then I showed him. He went, oh.
Oh, excuse me. Pajon.
I think all up I had 28 100 amp batteries and others. I had more than one system. Just never paid for electricity other than a obligatory reading bill. Pain in the ass. Good days, mate. Happy days with you. You get one side of your money tree that's not being taken away from you anymore because you're not paying electricity. Well, if you do, it'll be very minimal on certain parts of the year, but minimal. I don't even see you paying, to be honest. The credits that you'll be punching up. So when you do your video, just drop a link into one of my videos, and then obviously I'll get a message and I'll come watch it.
Did you want your hat?
No, I'm good. Well, I'm naked. I'm not wearing a hat. But yeah, no, looking forward to that. That magpie's been sitting on that fence, just looking at us for about 25 minutes.
What did you tell me while I was in there?
I thought he was just sticky beaking. But another warm one, but the sky's changing its colour here. And I'm old, I notice it. We're a couple of weeks away from the change, which is a lot earlier than normal. Mind you, our summer came 3 months early, so it should end early. Floors get sanded tomorrow. It's quite a process. People think, oh, they come and sand it and then they'll put a coat on and she's good. No, it's about a 5-day process. Got to sand, then you got to sand again, do some trim work, clean up, leave it for a day, come back, put one coat on, put another coat on in another day. So probably he'll start tomorrow. I reckon he'll finish Monday. We're probably going to be back here on Saturday night, maybe Sunday. Depends if we're having a good time in the old town. There's a bit of a whiffy smell with it, so it's another reason why we're not here. Not that bad, but. And we're going for a matte finish, so it's not glossy. You know, you see timber floors that are all shiny. No, I don't like that. Just a nice matte on it, so it's got a little bit of shine, but not blinding. And I'll be happy when the temperature starts getting back to the 30s. You know, 31, 32. That's good.
Remember to water that side plant later.
Your lavender.
Yeah.
Good morning, VMAC. Welcome. See, VMAC? I've still got hair. Apparently in Canada, that doesn't happen. Everyone goes bald. There's the princess.
I thought you had it over there.
Oh, do tell us about your trip. Keen to hear about how that went. I'm sure you had a good time. Because you're gone for about 3 or 4 days. No sash wash, all of a sudden. Yeah, it would have been fun. Fires, cuddles in the tent with that special traveller of yours. Yes.
With spruce as bedding.
Nah, it would have been good sleeping bags. I reckon VMAC would have a minus
100.
15. No, minus 15, I reckon. No more than that. Even when I used to go camping a lot, I mean, for 30 or 40 years, I'd always take my pillow from bed. I always put it in I put another cover on top of it. But it's so good to have your own pillow. Coyote treks close to camp. Yeah, they're not going to hurt you. Just step and see if they can get a cheap feed.
You're kidding? They
No.
go you as soon as look at you. Am I
No,
right,
a
B-mate?
coyote's not going to rip open a tent, bite you on the throat. See you, Tony?
Yeah, Tony.
Keep that cheap electricity flowing. So, did you go for any treks, or do you do a bit of tobogganing? You wouldn't have just stayed in the tent all the time, VMAC, surely? They killed a hunter last year, so they become aggressive and travelled in small packs. Yeah, if you're on your own, and you've got a pack of 4 or 5,
Yeah, that's why I knew that.
but they're not going to rip open the tent. They're too scared as what's inside there. When snow's going, skating, the usual winter stuff, skating would have been fun. Oh, these young people, out there in their 20s,
Yep.
skating and dancing around in the snow.
I should have got you to make a snow bunny and send me a photo, VMAC.
Snow angel.
Yeah, snow angel, but a snow bunny with your feet.
Snow bunny with the feet. You want to explain what that is to me?
So you jump in the snow.
Hello, old gringo.
So you jump in the snow and have your feet certain ways to make it look like a bunny. Have you not seen that?
No.
Okay, I'll have to show
I've
you.
seen snow angels. And
So,
stuff
oh,
like that.
VMAC, you still could make me a snow bunny. You got snow at your house.
Wouldn't last long at VMAX place.
No, but you make the snow bunny, take the photo, then it doesn't matter.
Old gringo's not working, got a day off. They're the good days. Little kids makes no angels. No, there's no rules, VMAC. What are you
No.
talking about? We had a friend in America that did it in a bikini in the middle of winter. Not for long, mind you. You're on your old desktop.
Yeah, he's on his phone.
I'm on the phone tonight.
He's still playing with it.
So you get any video of moose or coyote or anything? You take any video while you're out there of the wildlife?
Oh,
The beavers?
VMAC, come on, make me a snow bunny. Have you... See, they can tell. The sound and the picture is so much better quality on the new computer.
Okay. Well, this is a brand new iPhone as well. So.
No, I know.
Hello, Jojo.
I know what they...
I want to buy a Chinese robot wife. That's fair enough. I'll lend you 50 grand. You've got good character. And we'll work out a payment plan.
Oh, yeah, welcome to the line, Jojo. That's a good rumour to spread down the voice.
Moose tracks, but no moose. Just saw a few white tails. Okay. What's that? A really aggressive marsupial in the wilderness in Canada. I'm trying to think of the name of it.
Oh, VMAC, I think it's part of actually the
Claws.
weasel family,
Yeah,
VMAC.
something like that.
It's not part of the bear family, it's the weasel.
Funding to Mel's coriander. Go. You can't
Okay,
grow.
Mel,
Oh,
we'll
look,
send
I'll grow some for you and you
and
can
we'll
pick
give
it
it
up.
to you.
Don't overwater coriander. It rots. 20 miles south of Kansas
Oh,
City.
damn, the name of it's
That's
on
him,
the-
that's
yeah,
him,
it's it,
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Fairly high prize, this pelts as well. But
They actually
aggressive little buggers.
are getting some of them from babies and training them to find
How's
people in the
weighing
snow.
coming along? I don't know what a weighing is.
They grab baby wolverines,
Who?
I don't know, trackers, whatever, and they starting to use them to actually find people that are lost in snow, like if they're
I think
buried.
you got the wrong animal.
No, I haven't.
Wolverine is just
No, it's a
savage beast.
They have. You
Okay.
type in on YouTube,
Oh, it's news to me then?
Wolverine finding people in snow or something like that.
Right.
I know they're vicious, VMAC. And there's a guy who has trained one, and of course it only likes one handler.
I had to chase some of those beavers that look like beavers, but they don't have paddle tail. Nest under my home. Okay.
Alright.
We're off to Gero in the morning, Mel.
You'll have to ask VMAX, she might be able to tell you what animal you're talking about, because I have no idea. So what's Mel? Alright. We'll just send you... Jojo got 50,000, we'll send Mel 60,000 for coriander.
Test them off. This was a few weeks ago. Okay. YouTube come in useful for something. Beautiful night. Hope it's anti-rodent setting. Yeah, they do that. They work. Plastic woman with a computer brain.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing wrong
Yep.
with that. Everyone needs a little bit of loving, Jojo. Even if you've got to program it before you start.
I'll blow her up.
Yeah. Jojo opens the parcel. It's here. Love doll. He starts to frown as he opens the box. This is not Japanese. This isn't Russian. It says, Hairy Assyrian love doll. 50 grand, mate. Still, have to do a bit of loving it, spending that sort of money. It could be around. Yeah, I've just painted around the downlights, Mel. Give me a break. I painted everything else, but I've got a lot more to do out. I've got to cut into that glulam beam, sand it, put a coat on that, all sorts of things. And I'd rather do timber first, then the ceiling, because the timber will have a resin on it and any paint on it will just come off. But we're having a 3 or 4 day break. I'm looking forward to it, actually. It's only about 500 mile up the road.
Don't need it yet.
No, it's not. It's about 500k. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
We'll take you and see some sites. We'll do a couple of videos, maybe a live for so far, because internet doesn't go too far in our bush. Yep, primer and paint. Actually, you can get a good ceiling paint these days, Jojo, that's both. It's your finished colour, but it's a primer and paint, which makes life a bit easy. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck wood? None.
Say it faster.
No, because then you end up with the F word thrown in there. Yeah, things have changed with some of the new compounds for sanding, varnishing, cutting in. They've all got better. You still need the skill to do it.
Yep, you have to get up early tomorrow.
So above me in feet, in the old language, is about 80 square foot of ceiling in the patio. So that's going to use 6 litres. Yeah, we put a lot of work into the doors and the windows.
It's,
And they actually look like, the windows and doors look like it's an old house, but it's brand new. You'll get...
yes, Mel, that's right.
When we're finished, we'll do a walkthrough video. Because the painting will be done, and the furniture will be in, and carpets and new beds,
And
etc.
everyone then can say,
Then it will look totally different.
and then everyone can tell me how to arrange everything.
Yeah, you'll get that for sure.
And you will all tell me, no, that doesn't go there. Put that over there. No, that's not good there.
I personally want just a nice big open space with nice furniture. But after a couple of years, we'll do another walkthrough where there's this there and there's that there, and then there's Steve's sitting on the couch because everything's up close, rack of this, and collecting items.
Yep. Yep, that's right, old.
What's that?
Make a trip to stay at the Hotel Mystic Seeds. That's
Yeah.
a good name.
Well, I can tell you, if you use this as the base, and say you stayed for a couple of weeks, you would save $3,000 on accommodation. Very expensive. We're not the most expensive city, but we're pretty expensive. $250, $300 a night in some places. Mind you, if that was American dollars, that'd be like, if it was $250 our money, it'd be about 200 US.
It depends where you stay. You have got your cheaper accommodation, but then you get what you pay for.
Yeah, definitely order the Heineken version, if you can. Yeah, we have light.
It's brighter looking at on you than on here. Look. Oh yeah, now it's kicked in.
We're using a torch. But not for long. Yeah, in some parts of the world, the temperature at the moment would be called a heat wave because it's about 33 degrees still.
No, he hasn't shaved it. If he was going to shave
I
it,
took all the furry bits off,
would have been the beginning of summer.
the bulky bits. I just don't like shaving. Pain in the ass. Jojo gets up every morning at 2 o'clock, shaves. He gets up because, you know, he has a 5 o'clock shadow at 5 a.m. in the morning. 3 hours later, he shaves again. In his car, depending which one it is, the Jag's got one of these really fancy, but the Merc, old-fashioned clippers. Gets the job done. Some people, I mean, seriously, when I'd go to work as a prison officer, you had to be clean shaven. You would get fined. I had a new officer, a senior officer come down and he said, look, you know, in the morning, say about your shave. I said, I did. I shaved at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then I got to work by about 6:45. And by 5 o'clock at night, little stretchy stubble. He said, nah, that's not possible. I said, I'll tell you what, you pick me up in the morning, I'll shave, and you'll see. Some people grow hair quicker than others.
Playing again tonight.
No, it's not so much a camera. Do you remember Jim Carrey at all in that movie? Truman thing? Well, there was a lot of gear left over, and I picked it up for a bargain. I can't grow a beard, must be that Cherokee. Actually, yeah, Native Americans have furry bits on, but they don't have full-on beards, do they? I'm definitely from Viking descendant, so that's where mine comes from.
Well, your Cherokee, let me see if I can pronounce this right. Powhatan. Powhatan.
That's Powhatan.
Mohawk.
What with the Mohawk? Bit of shaving required there. There's a good show, I'm sure you've seen it, it's called Viking. And it's about Vikings. And there's series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now, I think. It's got a really cool theme song to it. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do you know who was a Powhatan? Wayne Newton, really? Wayne Newton. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, when you think...
He's sort of he was a bit of a moon face, wasn't he?
Yeah, when you picture him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good theme song, that Viking. Do, 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 do. You can make a little song up, but boy.
Yeah.
I'm going to beg on boys. Gonna beg, gonna beg, gonna beg. I'm going to get donations. Hit that chat button now, button now. Good theme song. You get a chance to listen to it. It's really cool. Sung by a Nordic group, Scandinavians. Don't know what their name is, but they've got some other good, cool music. Yeah, just type in a YouTube search, Viking theme song.
Yeah, it is
You'll
good,
like it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
The Viking series. It goes to about 8 episodes, but there's about 5 seasons, I think
Yes.
now.
But then you also watch the, what's the name one of it?
The comedy one,
The
yeah,
comedy.
that was funny.
Old, if you get to see that, see that one. If you've seen the real Viking one and then go watch the parody of it, it's quite funny.
Someone did a comment, and then they showed me what they'd written in a particular chat. And it said, I know the guy in the wig, but who's his Greek grandmother? That was funny. That was really funny. I know the guy in the wig, but who's his Greek grandmother?
Who said that?
Don't think it was Shamo.
In the chat.
Yeah, it was just a comment on watching the pair of them just being humorous. Nothing wrong with a bit of humour.
I probably enjoyed the parody one more than the real one.
Yeah, can't remember what that was called either.
It was called something Vikings or Vikings something.
Yeah, probably wasn't called something.
Well, you know what I mean.
He came across as a good Greek, didn't he? Yep, he was. Fiddler on the Roof. But no rain. We had a couple of thunderstorm clouds drift by, and they disappeared into the heat exhausted atmosphere here. Five fingers up? Don't worry about them.
I did. I thumbs up.
It's not required.
I know it's not required, but I do it anyway.
Some people just panic about that, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like some guy come in the room one day and said, I've given you a thumbs down. I said, thank you. It was like, well, aren't you
No.
mad? I'm going, no.
What
it's
makes us laugh is when you just get that one thumbs down.
Well, it doesn't worry me.
You think, okay.
It doesn't pay my bills.
Yep, Jojo. If I don't like something, the content, I will thumb it down. I will admit that. If I like it, I will thumb it up. Yes, it's true.
I don't even understand. My missus has been screaming at me for a decade, saying, put tags in. I'm going, I can't be bothered.
Yes, put tags in your videos.
Thinking, so I do a cooking video of soup. She wants me to put it in the tagline, soup.
And all the ingredients. Look, one day you can do that one video which has happened to people and get millions of views on it. It just needs to be the wrong
Yeah,
one.
someone said he's getting bugger all. Would be mainly because he's obnoxious and he's with his friend and she's probably getting his views. Very sad when he doesn't realise that the failure of what he does, he created. He's nasty.
Well, I
Doesn't care
suppose,
about anyone else except himself. Doesn't want to lift a finger
well,
and complain all the time.
if he's with Rosie, most people think, why bother going to watch him? If they're walking together or whatever they do together, might change when he's back on his own.
Oh, look, I mean, we all know, those that have been around, the only thing you're going to see day one, or maybe night one, is a rant like you have never seen before. Full on, brrr, it's coming. And followed by weeks of it, I imagine. Well, I'm sure he doesn't like it, but he's homeless. He's been in a house, accommodation, food. He's been buying, I imagine, himself because he eats crap and not paying anything for electricity. Pretty good deal. I only go where I love people, don't care about the ones that want to hook up, ring around each other. Yeah. If friends are required because of requirements, they're not friends. It doesn't exist. Yeah, it'll be so thick soon, VMAC. It'll be obnoxiously thick. Hello, Buttercup. But he doesn't realise that he's the master of his own demise. It's everyone else's problems. It's their fault. But it's coming. The rage will be coming. Of course, VMAC will know the next one. There'll be rage, 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 then tears. Rage, rage, tears, and then probably just 10 videos in a row with tears. You can't see my tears, but they're running down inside me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. I think, like I said a couple of weeks ago, what's happening is very bad, but in a way it's very good. There's lots of people, and I spoke to Buttercup about this, that will be taking on board the reaction about money changing hands on YouTube, and very few people will be doing it. The normal people that do it will keep doing it, don't get me wrong. But it's made people, yeah, I agree, Gringo, that's what's happened. A realisation that things aren't what they seem.
And if people are still trying to get money out of people, the people will be a bit more careful donating now. That's what hopefully will happen.
Oh, I think it's turned a lot of people off, to be
That's what
honest,
I mean.
which is a good thing. Yeah, it's just not. I mean, sadly, he lives in that delusion. And you only have to, if you're a new person and said, I want you to go and look at 5 random videos, and they go, okay. They come back after about an hour and a bit and they say, do you know what, Seeds? They're all the same. Give me money, I hate you, block you, block you.
And then a week, killing each
Everyone
other
else's
nearly.
fault.
Yeah,
I'm
threatening.
not feeling well.
And then threatening each other, and then next week they got them up on panel. Actually, I saw that VMAC. Came across my thing.
But
My
it's the
phone.
end, I think, is near, for sure.
He was just trying to get money, VMAC. It was so obvious.
No. The current situation that's around has made it even harder for him.
Oh, I just wish we'd get a thunderstorm.
Living in the van videos. I did it for a while. I lived in my car when I was a young fella. Rent's cheap. On a cold night, it's cold. On a hot day, it's hot. I think in all of us is that, well, in most of us, we like to think of these little things like adventures. Yeah, no.
No, it's
Yeah,
fair enough, Buttercup. It's
I believe
true.
someone did say you got $700 or $800 back, but not from the recipient's choice, but using the tools through PayPal. And I have done, well, easy 50,000 transactions, mainly selling, and PayPal look after you.
Yeah, they do.
If you decide what you got is not what you wanted, they give you money back. And then they go to the person and say, because you've got to sign up for this, your PayPal's linked to your bank. So if money gets taken out of your PayPal and there's zero, they go, reach, because you signed up for it. So you didn't have a choice. If that causes the bank to go in the red, well, the bank will then hit you with default charges. Yeah, I think because everything that's being unveiled is now just ignored, or attacks come from this particular person, other people. The simplest thing in the world to prove your innocence is to prove information.
You're talking about elbow, Jojo.
Yeah, I don't go. I will every now and then watch a Stella video, and I've told him, I've spoken to him on the phone. I've said if it's boring, I'm not going to watch it. He said, no, fair enough. But he does come up with some fairly good subjects.
Yeah,
He's a nice man,
we did too, VMAC.
very generous to a fault, obviously, but he's no liar, he's no thief, he's not in there just to stir a pot. When you realise that and you see what's going on, he's very thorough, I give him that.
Well, you have to be. I don't care what anyone says.
Because
you have to be.
there is no winner and loser by chance in this one. It's definitely a loser and definitely a winner. I'll give you a great example. If I sent Buttercup 2,000 quid and she said, look, I'll pay that back in 6 months. Okay?
You
And
make an
six
agreement.
months passed and it didn't happen. And then Buttercup starts accusing me of whatever. Well, what you can't do in my country and the UK, and it's the same in Canada, I don't know what it's like in the US, but what you can't do, if you go to court and you owe somebody money, you don't have a case to put forward. You're in default before you get to court. That's how it works. In other words, if Buttercup starts to say, well, I'm going to claim for damages and he said this, in other words, he said, she said, the judge will just look at her and say, well, actually, I'm not accepting any of your evidence because you've already answered that Seeds gave you 2,000 quid to borrow and you haven't paid it back, have you? And she'll go, well, I'm going to, but he was nasty to me, blah, blah, blah. Judge says, I don't care. I don't care if he sent you licorice and he spat on it first. You can't come to a court if you're a debtor to this person, Seeds, and you can't do anything. That's how the Westminster system works. In other words, it happens a lot. People owe a heap of money and then they'll start accusing the people they borrowed off, all sorts of things. But you can't take anything to court against them.
Yeah, most times you don't get your money back anyway if you've
We
lent
donated
it to
$100
somebody.
to multiple sclerosis yesterday. And I got an email straight away because we've done it for years.
Yeah.
And they thanked us, they told us about the money and said it was very kind of you, helping the research, blah,
Show
blah,
the
blah.
receipts. Come on, just
Well,
cover
I can. I can
cover
show you years and
yeah.
years of it.
Do a video, cover your details, show the receipt. You spent $100 that we're going to win $1 million house.
Jojo said he didn't pay a DMV. And they come knocking on his door.
Yeah. Well, VMAC, I'm trying. Well, I don't have to change your belief in the chocolate club because I know you're in there.
What will happen in this case, and many cases like this, is that it will get to a justifiable result, without question. What a lot of people don't seem to understand is that one person who has put forward the information to different companies, PayPal and, place where young kids need to be looked after, they have their own investigative teams. They're tied up, Interpol, they're tied up with different agencies around the world because of the movement of money. And they're in control now. They're the ones that will pass on to different fraud investigators the results of their findings.
And of course,
And then the law will come into it. So it doesn't matter who says what now, it's irrelevant. And there'll be bickering and justifications, whatever you like, but it'll end up only one direction.
and it depends where it goes or how it goes. They can also garnish your bank account and you have no say in it.
Yeah, we have a crazy system in Australia, the UK. I'm not sure if it's the same in Canada, but if Buttercup was renting a house off me in the UK and she decided, nah, I don't want to keep paying rent. Well, they have so many default systems, it's unbelievable. And let's say 6 months pass, she doesn't pay, and I get her summons to come to court. Well, in the UK, Buttercup can say, I've got a bit of a flu at the moment, I can't attend. And the district judge says, all right, we'll come back in another month. And another month. You see where I'm going with this? There are so many loopholes. Some people I know in the UK have been like a year with tenants not paying anything, wrecking the place.
Yeah, Ol just said that. We watch shows like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's terrible. So if you ever rent anything, what you need to do, it's about $20 a month or about that. It's called renters, landlord's insurance. It covers you for the loss.
Oh, if you rent your property out.
Yeah, and it gets
Yeah.
damaged and they don't pay.
They were good shows actually, Ol. Some of those series we used to watch. Another, yeah.
Yeah, I think word common decency, when these loopholes exist, it's terrible.
I just don't know how people can do that to someone else's house.
No, they can't, VMAC. It's the same with ASIO in Australia and our intelligence agencies. They liaise with the Canadian authorities. That's all the FBI can do, because it's the same in reverse.
And that's exactly what we do, old. We always, every time we've gone and rented somewhere and they've rung our old real estate, they'll say, yes, you've got great tenants there, they're fine. And when we tell the real estate we're leaving, no, you can't, you're our best tenant.
It's the funniest one is about 5 years ago, and we were looking at a place, so we put an application in for it. Of course, you wouldn't end your lease until you found a new place. And we applied, and of course this lady phoned up, and she said, the lady phoned up and said, you're not going anywhere. I said, we are.
Yeah, that's right, VMAX. Sometimes even evicting people here in Australia is not that easy.
One thing that's different in Westminster law is personal debt. How can you get out of personal debt? Well, the only way in our three countries, UK, Australia, Canada, is to declare bankruptcy. And then they'll try and get what they can and bundle it together and give you 2% or 3%. Happens all the time. So declaring bankruptcy can actually wipe out hundreds of thousands of dollars owed, puts a big strain on your ability in the future to do anything like leave your country. If you go bankrupt in Canada, Australia or the UK, you can't leave. They say, give me your passport.
Buttercups in the UK. Yeah, we call them, Buttercup, we call them dole bludgers. People like that. Yeah, dole bludgers.
On the dole.
On the dole.
Some people make it a career here.
Some people have their whole lives, and then the next generation grow up and same family, and they're dole bludgers as well.
It's a strange balance, but I know an economist once said you need at least 3% of the people unemployed. And it was like, what do you mean? He said, because if you go any lower, the people that work at social security agencies, care agencies, government agencies, distribution of the dole money agencies, it goes on and on. They lose their job. Strange, isn't it? You can't ever get zero unemployment because you'd have unemployment because all the people working in the unemployment industry. They don't take your home or car. No, they can't take your home or car here. They'll take any liquid assets to a certain degree, but you can't leave the country. So in Canada, you're saying you can still fly around the world. Been away else for 20 years, and they haven't picked my accent up yet.
I haven't heard Buttercup talk.
Actually, Buttercup talks a bit like this. Hello, good evening.
Oh,
my name is Buttercup. I used to play alongside John Steed. Da 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 da. Emma Peel. But it does destroy any credit rating you have. It does destroy your ability to borrow any money, and it puts you in a bind for sure.
They're not all dole bludgers. You've got your ones that do everything they're supposed to. They do try, but you have got the ones that are just lazy.
The funniest one in Australia that I ever saw was the guy who broke into a house, cut his arm. Actually got caught by the owner, called an ambulance, police. And he didn't sue the owner, but he sued the indemnity policy on the house and got $200,000. You couldn't write this stuff. So a thief broke in, did I think 6 months in prison, came out to $200,000 check. It's not bad income for 6 months, sitting on your bum.
Are you kidding? Oh, where in the hell did that happen? That's ridiculous. Yes, Buttercup, you have a strong accent.
You don't have a strong accent.
I think she does.
No, not deep. It's just got crisp little finish on every word. Scottish actually phonetically speak. They use all the word, other words, the consonants and the vowels, like word. Australians say word, like W-E-R-D. Americans say word.
Word. I say word. Oh, it looks like they're out of jail.
Yeah, could be. The Milky Bar kids.
They got caught find or something.
Somewhere in England, not the rest of the UK, but in the England part of it.
Why do your kids make fun of you, Buttercup?
Because they probably haven't got an accent.
Why wouldn't they have an accent? They live there.
Well, we notice it when we're there. All the accents, the broad accents, are gone. It's more like a meld of languages.
I mean, people make fun of accents, even against us, but I like hearing different accents. You would love it if you went over there, Gringo.
If you went to Wales, Gringo, you can have all the sheep and green grass you can ever imagine.
Ah, okay.
The buttercups, and literally buttercups everywhere, growing in the fields. Truly.
And the sheep all have paint on their back.
Only if they've done the business. Actually, that's another word the Americans tend to destroy.
Oh, aluminium.
They say aluminum.
Yeah, we say aluminium.
There is no O in aluminum.
Sink. I say
Aluminium.
sink.
You have a Nova Scotia accent. Didn't lose it even after living out west.
Did the girls have that accent
Who?
on the trip? The two Canadian girls. What was their
No, theirs was quite mild.
Yeah, theirs was mild. Well, like I said, they were from Thunder Bay. Sink, aluminium.
It's like even when we have a thing called glad wrap, which is cling film. The Americans use funny words for funny things all the time. They just say it's wrap.
That'd be so cute listening to your mum, Bingo, actually.
Yeah, they're from, I don't know how far out of the big city Thunder Bay is, but it's not that far, in Australian distances anyway. It's Saran wrap, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
They get very technical.
The accent I love is in the movie Fargo, because I absolutely love that movie. But I love listening to
Yeah, I think
them.
that guy's dead.
The accent in that movie is brilliant.
Yeah. I like the young guy who just kept saying, she'd get the whole sentence about, and he'd go, yeah.
Oh, God, that's what Seeds want. Bingo,
What's that?
he wants a Chesterfield.
Yeah, I love Chesterfields.
A couch in Canada equals a Chesterfield. Is that right, V-Mac?
Well done, Adam.
Oh, hey, Adam.
Iceman has arrived.
Mate, see if I can write it right this time. No. Just trying to change it again.
We got even a bit easier word, Gringo. We say, where's your dunny?
The washroom, we say toilet. We just say go to the toilet.
Or dunny.
Or Dunny, yeah. So whenever we travel, depending where we are, I'm always careful and we'll say the restroom or the bathroom because some places don't appreciate you saying, where's the dunny or the loo?
No, I tend to teach you, where's the toilet? And a greeting of hello.
Yeah, but where were we? And they didn't know the word toilet. We had to say restroom or something.
Might have been Vietnam for you, I'm not sure.
I can't remember, but
Yeah, the loo. The bog is another one for you, Gringo. Buttercup would know that one. Where you going? I'm going to the bog.
I just say, I got to pee. If I got to pee, I'll tell you. Oh, dear. Yep, the bog. The
Or
head.
the head.
Called the head. Oh, God.
The powder rooms. I told
The
you
powder
Buttercup
room.
was fancy. And
Yeah. See, some other places, when you say the washroom, they're actually talking about a laundry,
someone's
not a
left
bathroom.
we log in the bog. I need a new dunny.
I didn't know about the head one.
In most Asian countries, you don't have any problem because it's just a hole in the ground. When you say, can I go to the toilet? You go, yep, round there. Normally there's a guy, fairly well dressed, with toilet paper in his hands. And you're like, 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets, 50 rupee, please. I'm going, what?
Recess here is, yeah, that's recess here too. If you say go sit at the recess, it's like if you've got a bench that's built in against the wall and a table in front. We call that a recess. So, see what I mean? Where you've got to be careful how you say toilet in certain countries.
Yeah, just a hole in the ground.
Yeah, we've got to put your feet either side and hope you don't fall in.
Certainly an experience of people that are expecting a porcelain bowl, and all it is a hole in the ground.
Yes, Adam, people say that here too.
Yep, shitter.
Yeah, warm-up bags. Or Target, fancy for Target.
All I can say is Walmart bags must be enormous.
Yes.
They must be really big buckets. Hello, Leroy.
Leroy comes in as we're talking about toilets.
Have you been to the recess, Leroy?
Yeah, Leroy, have you been to the recess? Or do you need to go to the head? That doesn't sound right.
Or the bog? Dunny?
Oh my
Blue.
God.
Shitter?
No, we're talking
Recess. Recess.
I just cracked myself up. I'm so easily amused.
Yeah, lots of castles just have a big drop. Someone's job was actually to clean it at the bottom. Yep, a lot of castles are still stained with the remnants of kingdomhood. Yeah. Yeah, it was a job, believe it or not, it was a job.
Or the ones that used to have to wipe the royalty's bottom.
Yes, apparently it was a privilege, though I would not have thought so myself, to be designated as an ass wiper for royalty.
Same as sumo wrestlers.
I've finished. Get in deep. More, a bit to the left.
I mean, they had 3, 4 of them
Come on, son.
standing around.
Do your job properly. And he's leaning forward. Oops, sorry, son. I didn't know I wasn't finished.
Garderobe. Garderobe.
Yeah, I think I'd hand quite happily the other job of the royal ass wiper and just dig the crap out. Mind you, you wouldn't want to be down the bottom when
No.
you didn't expect someone's letting one go. You know, 140 mile an hour turd,
My God, this
hit straight on the head. I mean, it depends if they've eaten a lot of roughage.
conversation's gone potty. It's gone.
It has.
So that's another word, potty. Going to the potty.
Or the chamber,
Or
the
the
bed
chamber. The chamber pot. I actually have a chamber pot.
Can you imagine, women, don't take this the wrong way, but imagine if you're back in Elizabethan times. You get up in the morning, the maid's brought you, I don't know, some porridge or dead rabbit or something for breakfast. Very nice, pushed it aside. Got dressed, put on your 9 layers of clothing. You're just about to walk out the door and think, oh, geez, I've got to go. That would have been a pain in the ass,
Yeah.
literally. I'd hire a personal ball washer. There's nothing wrong with that. But can you imagine that? As a woman in the 15th century, you put on 9 layers of clothing and they've done the old... You're good to go. Get to the door and go, oh.
Actually, no, it wouldn't be a problem. Back then, they didn't
Undo.
wear...
Quick, get it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't worry about it. No, don't worry about it.
They've just got 4 maids that all at once lift all the skirts up so you can sit on the toilet. They never wore undies back then.
They had all those things.
I'm talking like way back the Paul. And how do I know that? That's through watching Outlander.
Can you imagine all these fancy dressed women and men at a big table and it's a feast? There's quiet conversation going by. And a lady royal descent. Let's go, an enormous fart. Deadly silence. Of course, the waiter would come over. He's quite clever, the waiter. He'd say, Ma'am, did you see the robins this morning on your windowsill? Just to change the subject, perhaps.
What do you call the small grey bug that rolls itself into a ball? A skater?
Dung beetle.
No, dung beetles don't do that. A skater. Oh, woodworm. Okay.
Yeah, times would have been tough if you were a peasant in the 15th century.
Okay, what's a skater? A skater looks like a very tiny miniature bonsai armadillo. That's the only way
That's the Australian skater.
That's the only way I can describe it. You'll have to Google it. A skater.
You can imagine if you just had like a potato sack for clothing all day and a bit of rope, working all day. You get home to Mum. Hello, Mum. She says, hello, son. What's for dinner? She says, you know what's for dinner? You say, not turnip again. Yeah, turnip. Turnip was a big thing in the 15th century if you're a peasant. If you're lucky, your neighbour might have a carrot. Yeah.
Yep, same thing, Adam. I mean, we need the dung beetles. They do a good job.
Yep, they do a good job, that's for sure.
And as much as blowflies are damn annoying, when you think about it, they work in the ecosystem very well.
Woodlouse. We've got all sorts of different insects in Australia. Some would amaze you. I didn't fall off the turnip truck yesterday. Yeah, apparently turnips, not potatoes in the 15th century in the UK. Mainly cabbage. Ooh. Morning, Mother. Young Josh, stop doing it. I can't. It's because you keep feeding me damn cabbage and turnip. Can I have a bit of rabbit this week? Oh, you're pushing the boundaries of possibility there, young Josh. Now put your potato sack on and go back to work for 16 hours a day. Good lad. Turnip soup for tonight. VMAC would have loved it.
Roly-poly. We used to use roly-poly. What did we use roly-poly for, that
Roly
word?
poly is a sponge cake with jam in it.
A roly-poly was a chocolate bar.
Well,
Yes, it was.
true roly
remember?
poly is sponge and jam.
Oh, you saw a skater yet? That's like a water strider. Well, our skaters don't go in water. Our skaters like to get into the ground here.
Young Josh sitting at the table after week 9, come home, turnip soup, of course. But then he said, "There's, what's this?" She says, "It's cabbage." He said, "Doesn't look like cabbage." She says, "It's just the very inside bit. You got treated tonight. Cabbage and turnip."
VMAC.
That's what she said.
Yes, actually. Yes, that one.
But a couple back me up here. It's a jam dessert. Favourite English.
It is, but here in Australia it is
Custard.
it used to, they don't make it anymore. It was a chocolate bar. Or a fat person, as VMAC said.
You can just imagine these peasants of the
Thanks,
15th
Buttercup.
century. Josh has now saved up a fair bit of turnips over the years. Goes to his neighbour's daughter and says to the father, "I'd like to take your daughter's hand in marriage." And the father leaned down and said, "How many turnips do you have?" "I've got 412. Come back and see me when you've got 600. Now go away." Took Josh 9 years to save 405 turnip. Still, something to look forward to in the next few years. Turnips. Yeah, I do remember reading that the variety of diet for 15th century peasants was about 20 items. Apples were available everywhere. Berries, things like that. Nuts were not that common, but they were around. You couldn't catch a lot of wild animals because they were owned by the king. Yeah, you don't see many roly-polies, do you, Buttercup?
Buttercup.
They didn't
Yeah.
have much meat. Meat wasn't a big priority. basically a gruel with grain in it, like barley, pearl barley. But what I grew up on, actually. Why is there more turnip in there tonight than usual? It's all turnip. Ah, it must be the water that makes it taste different.
It was a lot of years you didn't eat turnip or parsnip.
There were at least 10 years I didn't stop eating turnip because
Yeah.
that was in every gruel we ever had.
And then for a long time you stopped eating it, and parsnip.
Probably a reason, because the story I'm telling of Josh was probably me. Oh, welcome back, Mel.
Oh, Mel, we nearly sent out a, Buttercup nearly did a welfare check on you.
Well, big people are only big because of their bones.
What? Big bone.
No, that's not true.
You can have a solid physique, but
No,
they're not
the truth is 3% of people that are big actually do have a genetic issue and a metabolism problem. But that's 3%. So 97% of the big bugger roly-polies you meet are just greedy.
Hey, listen, you other wrenches in the room. You can show the comments too, you know. It's Adam. I blame Adam. I've always got to approve your comment.
Okay, why?
I don't know. Sometimes I have no idea why.
You've got a big prick. Is that right, Mel? Yeah, the big bone theory is only applicable to Neanderthal.
With the big grey pet bird. No, I didn't see that bird.
But yeah, I mean, some people just eat for comfort. And that would be most of those people, I think. Well, chocolate, cake, something
You
sweet.
can be a big build, that's right. Especially if you're a swimmer, that builds up. Oh, okay. All right, I'll
like
let
I
you
say,
do the next one,
There
Buttercup.
is no, nothing of me attacking people that are a bit big because it's not my business.
Adam, it's fine. No, it doesn't matter. Sometimes even you just say the word, a simple word, and you think, why the hell do I have to approve that comment? I just don't understand it.
Well, there is such a thing as gluttony, for sure. No, without doubt.
Mel, you're tall. You're not a giant.
Me and Mel stand shoulder to shoulder. Well, when she brings the step ladder.
Oh,
Step ladder fixes that. But like I say, it's each and everyone's choice as to what they do. I actually know, I played cricket with a guy who was big. He was really big. But he could play cricket all day. Quite amazing.
yes, Mr. Seeds is very, very, very tall.
Mm-hmm.
He is a giant.
When I meet Buttercup off the plane, I'll let her jump into my hand. Come with me, Buttercup. I'll take you back to the forest.
Oh, you made fresh pasta.
Yum, meat sauce. We call that spaghetti bog here.
No, we say spaghetti bog, but then the word bog is also another word for a toilet.
Well, a lot of people in Australia will do one of two. It'll be spaghetti bog, as in bolognese, or spaghetti bowl, as in bolognese.
I'm the same height as
Technical.
you, VMAC. I'm 5'2".
VMAX 5'2".
Yeah.
Oh, that's thrown out my thoughts of this really aggressive Amazon 6'7" woman.
Yes, that's right.
Biceps like this. What's your name? I'm VMAC. Spaghetti bog or bowl?
Yeah, we say bog, spaghetti bog.
Bog is the abbreviation of the word, as in bolg
That's
with the G, so they go spaghetti bog or spag bog.
Or spag bog.
Yeah,
Some people
spag
say...
bowl is used as well. I feel like I'm in the land of Gulliver. Look at all these Lilliputians.
Yeah.
Just under 5'2".
I'm
So
with you,
much
VMAC.
energy and fire in the dwarf princess. You get it rolling. The next Lord of the Rings. I'll be Gandalf. Who's your little friend? This is VMAC. What does she do? She kills people. How often? Don't ask her.
Oh, dear.
Yes, we breathe out a lot of things.
Yes.
Oh, Buttercups.
Five.
So tall.
Yeah.
5'2.5".
Yep. that means you're point half taller than me, Buttercup. I bet, I'll just have to wear stilettos.
You don't get a choice. Your genetics thrown at you when you're born is what you get.
I remember the song Short People. If you don't know the song Short People, Google it.
Adam
It's
says I
funny.
have shoes that are 5'2". Actually, my shoes are 13 to 14 inch. And again, I had no control over that. Yeah, well, we always round up things like when you go to the shop, if it's $1.97, it's $2. That's VMAX theory.
Oh, there you go.
Sioux City Sue. Sioux City Sue. La 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 la. I wear 11s. On one foot? What about the other foot? Adam?
Seeds wears 13.
11 foot. Adam's right foot, 17 inches. They can never track him in the forest. I think they're two one-legged people running away. I love old World War II songs. I do have blue eyes, Green Girl. I got blue eyes too. All my previous boyfriends were 6-footers. Married small, bought a stepladder.
Hazel. My eyes are hazel.
Which means they change.
And I used to have carrot red hair over the years, especially living up north of WA, where the sun beats down on you.
It confuses the hell out of an Adam.
It bleached my hair.
There's a one-footed Sasquatch somewhere around here. Grey-green. People with grey-green eyes sometimes looks very dark on days.
Yeah, now my hair's strawberry blonde. Did you say hello to Jono? He said,
Hey,
"I'm here."
Jono, there you go, mate. All right, all right.
That's it. We've lost all the women now. Mel,
Yeah, I might as well stop talking.
Mel,
That
just tap
point.
on the screen. Mel.
There'll be white, da, 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 do, 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 do.
Oh, did you see when I had my hair out, Buttercup, this morning? I don't wear it out often because it just gets in my face. Yes, Jono is there.
The Gingo.
No, Jono, that's not acceptable.
Gingo. Must be Gringo's brother.
No, Jono, us girls want the kiss face or the hug face. We do not want prayers, please. Well, we'll have prayers as well, but we want our own emoji from you.
Right. Stunning. You should wear it down more often. Who, me? I just haven't got a hat on tonight. You're talking about this one over here, aren't you?
Yeah, I know, V-Mac.
Here's an old World War II reference song, but it's from the 60s. Sounds a bit weird. Buttercup will know this one. Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? Da 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 da. Mr. Brown is off to work on the 821. He comes home each evening and he's ready with his gun. Yes, Buttercup's foot will be tapping away there. Yeah, I remember this one. Arthur Lowe, John Le Mesurier. And of course, they don't like it up 'em, Mr. Mannering. They don't like it up 'em. Never heard that one. It's a reference for a song that started the television show Dad's Army. The Home Guard. Gringo, because they used to sing an old cowboy song, green grows the grass. So green grow, yeah, green grow, that makes sense.
Oh, green grows the grass.
Yes, I sit around the piano with my mother's family in particular.
That must be a
All the
UK
old
thing.
Vera songs came out, and Marlene Dietrich and all them.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It must be a UK thing.
VMAC wouldn't watch it because she's too young.
Yeah, in Germany, they all sat around somebody playing the accordion. My dad used to play the accordion. I've got a baby miniature accordion. We can do a band when the girls come visit.
You're going to play the accordion?
Yeah.
I'm going out at night. Skip to the loo, my darling. Make sure you don't get your foot caught in the bog just before you spag bog.
Oh, there you go.
I'm
He's
not
got to
that
skip
young.
to the loo. Gringo's going to the bog.
To me, VMAC, you're 6'7", built like an Amazon warrior.
And
And
25.
probably 22, 24 years of age.
Oh, do you, Jono? Really?
They're cool. Made the pants of a kangaroo.
Oh, the old, what was the, what?
Rolf
Yeah,
Harrisboard.
yeah.
Tommy kangaroo down.
Or somebody
sport.
used to play the
Tommy
washboard.
kangaroo down. Tommy kangaroo down. Sport. I'm gonna put the barbecue on. The kazoo. Woo woo. I always thought the kazoo was basically made for the Carry On movies. Do you remember Whoop Whoop? Someone's skirt got lifted or something like that? Hattie Jake, Sid James? Oh, the memories, eh?
Well, we expect a video from you, Jono, playing these instruments now.
I'm an expert on the comb, playing the comb with a piece of paper.
I can play the leaves.
You must have snapped a dragon off there. Gringo just in and out like a Superman. Wait,
Oh, have you told Gringo that's another saying?
what, snap a dragon?
Yeah. What,
Yeah,
do you know what
I'm
that
pretty
is,
sure he
Gringo?
knows what snap a dragon is. I tell you what, I've done it around campfires because I like singing Ghost Rider. But you've got to involve people. So I'd get Johnny going chum 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 chum, and other people doing different noises, all to the same rhythm. And before you know it, you've got a bit of a crescendo on cardboard boxes. And and in the chorus everyone joins in. Great fun. You've got to get
You
everyone
play the
involved.
I love the piano, VMAC. I've always wanted to learn that,
Oh,
but I never
I
did.
think I remember seeing VMAC in that movie, The Piano. You sexy devil, you.
No, piano, it's just something so... And the flute. I love listening to people play the flute.
That's all I play. Are you kidding? That's awesome. Upon a ridge he rested as he went along his way. Jono. Man, you get everyone going with that. It's one of the classic songs to get a campfire sing-along without any instruments.
VMAC, that's a shame. Piano is so beautiful to sit and listen to.
In a punk band, I can see you being Sid Vicious. You know, with 3 gnarly stars on your head.
I did learn the guitar once, but I can't remember how to play it anymore.
And Buttercup would have seen this, and JP would have seen this show. It was a show made in the UK, early 80s, called The Young Ones. Do you remember that, JP and Buttercup? With Cliff Richard's song, The
I do.
Young Ones. Do 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 do. I like Neil in that. Oh wow, guys! Wow, you plant the seed and the seed grows. Then you eat it. Then you plant the seed. Very
Well,
funny.
Look at all the talent that's coming out now. We've got a talented room. I tell
We're in a
you.
band, AC/DC covers. Highway to Hell. I was technically excellent, but never really loved it.
Actually, that happens with a lot of people, doesn't it?
Loved to listen, but didn't love playing.
So, did you want to play at VMAC, or
Got the
were
whole
you
thing
sort
on
of,
VHS.
were
It's
you,
cool.
were you made to play at VMAC?
It's amazing when you do a sing-along, particularly around a campfire, with or without a guitar. People that you thought couldn't sing are actually very, very good. And then there's the one guy in the background going, highway to hell. And he's usually the drunkest and loudest. And people just need to sort of pull him gently towards the ocean and let him drift off, because it just ruins the night otherwise.
Yeah, listening to piano. You just obviously just weren't that
Yeah,
interested
just
in it.
there's just some guys training over there. I'll get a big zoom camera so for the women I can zoom into all the guys in their
Yeah,
shorts.
because they're guys in shorts.
If that's what you need to make your day get by. So you like playing the piano too, Buttercup? I can just see Buttercup in a white vest, tight pants, standing at Wembley Stadium like this. We will rock you, rock you.
Gringo, if you're saying no thanks to checking the guys out in
Yeah, no,
shorts,
I'm not interested
seats
either.
meant for the women, not the guys. Go Buttercup. Yay, she did it. Or did Jono do it?
Piano, I think, if you're classically trained, doesn't take that long. Learning the guitar or playing a guitar well is a lot different. I'm not saying the guitar is harder than the piano, but if you can classically be trained, you've got all the fundamentals of playing it well.
So you like going to the symphony? Is it something Seeds would probably do?
Andrew Rief.
Oh, now
Andre
him,
Rief?
yeah, Andre, whatever how to pronounce it. I did go to see him with the daughter-in-law's mother, and I did love his concert. Oh, he was awesome, actually.
Yeah, but maybe we should just form a new punk group and get JP as the lead singer.
Oh my God, I can imagine all yous dressed up. Actually, if yous all did a video of yourselves, send it to me and I can put it together. Now, what a laugh. Do it, guys. I could.
So easy for you to say it. Yep, 12 string, I guess, VMAC, but they start them off on a 6 string.
That's what I learned.
I had a
was
12 string, and yeah, it's not that harder to play, but it's a lot harder to hit the keys all the time in the right spot.
Are you kidding me? 12 strings hard, that's why I stopped.
No, that's what I'm saying, it's hard to play it well. JP sings like Tom Waits. Yeah.
All right.
So what I could do is get you all do one video singing a song, and I'll put it together as an album, and we'll put it on iTunes. Think of the money.
Actually, you all have to sing the same song. Sing the same song, send it to me and I'll put it together.
Well, we could do the easy one in small bursts, like Mama just killed a man, over to JP, studs on his head. Can't understand punk, but over to VMAC on the piano. Over Buttercup. Yeah, life is weird. Put the whole song together.
And Gringo,
Brilliant.
how's he going to sound?
Gringo, he's going to be easy. Going to be riding on a donkey, singing the chorus line. Mama, ooh, 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 ooh. That song is not easy to sing. No, because a lot of the songs are oversung by members, so the vocals are better. I'll tell you who's going to be the lead bass guitarist, Danny.
Oh, yes, Danny will be the guitarist, yes. Hey, Danny.
You could change the word mama for Danny. Danny just killed a man. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Oh, Fanny. Life has just begun. Actually, with the light, it looks a little bit like. Bush, better bush, give me a mango.
Can't keep going.
I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me, Baba Bush. Yeah, I reckon Danny would be the.
Oh.
Oops, I clicked the table. Danny would be. Angus was out of AC/DC. Fanny Angus.
Now, which one died of AC/DC?
The
one just in school.
Bon Scott was the one that died first.
Yeah, and when we
Long
finished,
time ago.
that AC/DC were at the outside of the football match.
A cover band was, yeah.
Yeah.
Bon Scott, not far from here actually. He was an old Bassanine boy. He's buried in Fremantle.
Well, there you go. Danny plays the ukulele. She
Yeah,
might
me and
be
Danny
playing-
are going to do a song together. Where over the rainbow, do do do. Yes, we'll be bringing out an album. Our first album will be called Death of a Sasquatch. Be a white album, covered in white, a bit like the Beatles. You could, oh, with the pants so tight, you could see what religion he was. That's an old saying. Some were English, actually, by descent. But Bon Scott, probably British, more than all of them, as far as accent. See, in the 60s and 70s, when people were growing up, they had a very much English accent in Australia. With the bagpipes, when you think about it, strange. In what song? I missed what you're referencing.
but
Time to get back to work, which means she's going to the basement.
All right, V-Mac.
bubbling and hissing from
don't
different
work too hard. Buttercup, I
experiments.
love the bagpipes as well. That was my mum's favourite. We played that at her funeral. Oh, it was so
Emotive.
tingling, skin tingled, and yeah, it was just absolutely beautiful. He walked the kids in to mum's coffin playing, I can't even remember the song now.
Talking about instruments, is JP a tool? Oh, no, I don't know. Could be.
Pay your
Skythen
taxes.
Civilization, but I don't know. Skythen.
But it's true, ever who invents these different musical instruments.
Yeah,
Pretty
there's
amazing.
all different types of bladder instruments.
Scythian.
Scythian.
Scythian. Scythian. What was that other word back there? Somebody wrote and I couldn't pronounce it.
They have
I've
no
lost it now.
Siams in North America,
I was-
Canada.
Garam.
We just call them midgies. I love ancient history. I really do. The Bicentennials, the Mongols, different times on our planet. Things were so different. Ooh, I could see a thundercloud like you wouldn't believe.
Oh.
Come have a look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, come to Papa. Check that one out.
Where?
What do you mean, where?
You're looking at a tree.
Oh, shit.
You made me get up.
It
from
looks
nothing.
just like a thunderstorm.
That's the top of the tree.
Don't crush me.
They're not going to see that. I'll point the torch that direction. Oh my God.
Anyway, there's a tree that looks like a thunderstorm.
I have to give you. Can
You see how
that?
desperate we are for rain?
Can you see that?
I'm seeing mirages.
Did that help?
Nah, didn't help. Bugger. Just for a moment, the excitement welded me. I'm thinking that's a Columbus.
Oh, and he made me get off my
Nebulous, like you've never seen before.
chair. Long way to the top.
All right, I'm getting old. So are you. Don't call me Big Nose. Big Nose?
About the yes, yes, I've got some of his books in my shed.
Edgar
packed to-
Casey, yes.
Edgar Casey, yes, and yeah,
Speaking of ancient
Edgar
civilization.
Allan Poe.
Oh, that's not, that's Edgar Casey.
No, that's just another one I'm thinking of.
Edgar Allan Poe.
No, his name, first name's different.
What
but
about
yes,
James Brown?
Edgar Casey.
Remember James?
Who?
What was his name? He was the little boy that saw dead people. And he ended up James, what's his surname?
James Van Prague.
James Van Prague. That's who I'm thinking of. Very quiet these last few years. The stuff about Atlantis. Yeah, there's plenty of big cities that are in the ocean now. And Atlantis was the classical one because it was just like a big harbour. An earthquake, below the sea. It's like one of the biggest things that happened in, not our living memory, but within our great-grandfather's memories, was Krakatoa in 1883, where this enormous volcano erupted. And in 1883, 1884, and bits of 1885, that's when you had marquees on the Thames because it was frozen. Quite an extraordinary event. Crops stopped growing for a couple of years. Everyone started eating turnips again. See how popular turnips are? But it's true. That was an amazing event on the planet. It was an interesting book I read many, many years ago about slavery, but it was to do with people that actually ran the boats and like a business, and they would transport them, and they just did not have time to stop, get off and have 2 weeks holiday. So there were children that were born on these vessels and they died on these vessels for 50 or 60 years.
I just have to say I was right. It's Edgar Casey and Edgar Allan Poe. I have both.
I know
their
who
books,
they are.
but you just questioned me
No,
about.
but they're not the same
Poe.
subject matter.
They do the same subject matter.
Well, mainly Casey.
Yeah.
Compared.
They
Yeah,
do.
we're not going to get into philosophical argument here. Class is in. Students are listening. Right, sit up.
I had to check up.
Buttercup, sit up. Stop. What note did you pass to old Gringo? Give me that note. Buttercup, give.
Shut up.
You're hot, Gringo. That's enough of that. You in the corner, Buttercup. See me after school, 4 p.m. outside my principal's office. There's punishment coming. I can just see Buttercup in my principal office. She knocks on the door, tentatively comes in, head bowed. And I say, you've got a very bad girl today, haven't you, Buttercup? She says, yes, Mr. Principal.
Okay, Jono.
How bad have you been?
That's
She
it.
says, I've been really bad.
For Jono, it's an air slap.
Why? What have I done?
I don't know, just for entertainment value.
Oh,
He's
right.
like Mel, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We have to do a welfare check on Mel. Where are you, Mel? We like, oh God, I can't think of his name. We watch him every week. Does archaeology stuff.
Tony Robinson.
Yeah, and they have all these fandangle equipment that
LiDAR,
Isn't it
radar.
amazing what they can find over from hundreds, thousands of years ago? You've got this field that is all grass, or even someone's growing a crop, and they use these equipment they can see what was below.
Yeah, just radar.
It's
Infrared.
so interesting.
There's a show on YouTube, I forget what it's called, but it's a curly-haired lady, white lady, who uses satellite imaging and has found some amazing things in the last 5 years. Places where they've been digging for many, many decades. Just next to it was something even more interesting that she's found for them. So she helps archaeological digs all around the world. Do you remember that show?
Yes.
Curly-haired
yes.
lady, she
She's
uses satellite
so
imagery.
Good.
And she uses different layers of light.
She gets through the layers, doesn't she?
Yeah, it's quite fascinating.
I wonder if you could use that on my face. Break through the layers.
We could do. We might have to send an archaeological team in there. How you going, guys? Oh, only at the very surface.
I nearly spat my
There's
water there.
crevices everywhere.
I nearly spat my water then. That's probably where seeds is from. Hey, Buttercup, the tall. Yes, we've heard about the tall giant people.
Tall whites.
They still reckon they don't have enough proof to say that they existed.
There's been some amazing finds in places you wouldn't think of, like Indonesia, Java, where massive mudslides, tens of thousands of years ago. And mud being the componentry it is a bit like finding the bogmen. And in England, they're very famous, the bogmen. There are a lot of them at the British Museum. Quite unbelievable. But they found very similar componentry in the clay, that these people were, big mountain came down and covered them. And the things that are preserved are just unbelievable. But if you've not been to the British Museum, I would encourage you, if you have the opportunity, to do so. In one day, you might be lucky to see a third of it. It's so massive. But I have seen the Rosetta Stone this far away, and I still couldn't read the damn thing. Thank you very much.
Well, you think about when the tsunami, I don't know how you say it, tsunami?
Tusami?
Tsunami hit.
Tusami on rye, thanks.
When that tsunami hit
Tsunami.
and wiped out some of those islands that are gone. Now, you think in 1,000 years or 500 years, better equipment, people are going to find them and think, oh, was this land once? Was there life on here?
We need you
I'm going to make us a cuppa in a
into the
minute.
lecture.
Yeah, so interesting, isn't it? Because like those islands are gone now. People over the generations will probably forget about them.
There's plenty that's been covered by a natural phenomenon, for sure. I tell you what annoys me about education these days is that they overemphasise the importance of the 3 R's, if you like, but they don't allow any creativity. It's like it's the least of their interest. Well, we developed as a species because of our creativity. And you all know my views, or most of you know my views. If I was in control of education around the planet, a child will go to school at 9 and back home at 1. For the very good reason that I'd spend a couple of hours teaching core subjects. Most of the other 2 hours would be fun, interaction, social knowledge and skills against each other, their peers, and definitely creativity would be in every day, because the creative mind is a learning mind. How many kids do you know that go to school and say, how was it? Oh, crap. Do you learn anything? No, I don't really care. They just go through the motions because there is no creativity offered. And creativity is not a subject matter that you can apply to a student. It's something you can draw out of them. That's what creativity is. It's not imposed on someone. It's naturally there. Yep, in some Scandinavian countries, they do exactly what I just said, 4 hours of schooling. Yeah, apparently you're going back next year for a catch-up, Johnny. He looked like Angus going to school. Hi, girls.
Yeah.
You're a bit old, Mr. JP. Yeah, but I need to revise. Year 10 again. Can't wait for the dance.
I wasn't that keen on school. My mum talks about, because she was schooled in Germany, obviously, about once a month they had to do these tracks, 5-kilometre tracks through the forests.
Yep.
It was part of the schooling program.
There's it's very hard in Australia to take the kids out in the bush when it's 45 degrees Celsius. But there's other times of the year. But I feel the demise of education is that you don't let the child express. You just got to teach them. And I'm thinking, you're missing something. Creativity is why people were geniuses, because they were allowed to develop it in the old days. Not forced upon them, they just had a curiosity to do so.
Yes, but they also should teach children the history in their own country. So many kids don't know our history, where it really should be taught, because history is interesting.
I remember in about grade 5, you learnt the old sing-along songs. To-ra-lie, ra-lie-a-da-dee.
Yeah, I like them.
Singing to-ra-lie, ra-lie. It's an Irish song, and that was part of our history lesson. Singing to-ra-lie, ra-lie-a-da-dee. While we're bound for Barton Bay. Yeah, so that was social studies, singing Irish songs from drunken sailors.
Jojo's back. Hey, Jojo.
He's just back from the post office. Instructions. Oh, all in Chinese. No.
Alright, who wants a cuppa? I'll have a cup, please. Yep.
Can you email me a cup?
Is it
Absolutely.
2 SM? 1 SM?
Just white, no sugar for me, thank you.
Well, that's a bit close. I was leaning forward. I'll see all my crevices.
Complain.
Alright, okay, mate. Cool, but just I had to be right back because if Mel comes in and I don't do what I make her do, she'll yell at me.
2 sugars and 1 cream. Well, we only had milk, but we'll call it cream.
Okay, so that's 2 SM, 2 sugars and milk. See, 2 SM?
I don't know why they call it cream.
Because
Yeah.
in Germany you use cream. You actually use real cream.
No, it's mainly milk. And we only have real milk. I don't see any point in taking milk from a cow and taking all the goodness out of it and saying, here, low-fat milk. What? No, give me the real stuff. Bit of cream on top. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes like if I've made something with cream, yeah, indulge a bit of cream in your coffee, but not generally, it's just full cream dairy milk. You go to a coffee shop though, and it's like, you just say, I'll have a coffee. They go, yeah, what type? What would you like? You go, I just want a coffee, no sugar, a bit of milk, thanks. Yeah, but what type? And then she points you up to the board. There's 600 varieties of coffee. I said, have you got any hot water and some instant coffee and a bit of milk? She goes, no, we don't serve that here. We used to, for years and years, have a milker dropped off at our front door every week, probably 3 gallons, heaps. We shared it with other people. A friend of ours, Mrs. Halder, German, used to have a beautiful old dairy cow. Went for so long, but one day we got a knock on the door and sadly, the cow had passed on to greener pastures, of course. But nothing like that. You let that milk settle, and Buttercup knows what I'm saying, in the urn. And then probably about 3 hours later, you scoop out the cream. We're talking real cream. Your foster mother was Canadian, my dad was British Canadian. Her mum was French Canadian, she went milking her tea. I was shocked. First saw that, of course, it's not shocking now, no. I'm currently locked up at a mental hospital, but look over to the patrol room just now, so it'll cost me another 30 days. No biggie, it's okay. I either buy the expensive stuff, Buttercups, tastes like milk or oat milk. Yeah, you make milk out of lots of things. Oats, rice. JP likes his coffee, the wine sugar, 2 squirts of mother's milk. Yeah, that's why he's still wearing a tag on his ankle. Gringo says, they're coming to take me away. 30 days. Solitary confinement, but nothing but YouTube videos playing. 5, 10, 15, $20, Jojo. I don't watch a lot of these. I don't have to. I mean, I can get a summary of you guys within like 2 minutes. This happened today. It's like, well, that saved me 5 hours. Because in amongst the juicy bits, there's 5 hours of nothingness. You just see Jojo now. Be another movie like called I, Robot. This one will be called I Love Robot. Jojo goes to the doctor. Got a nasty rash, Doc. Why, what have you been doing, Jojo? Well, I've got a new woman that's come into my life. What do you think it is? What's the rash, Doc? It looks like overheated circuitry to me. Whatever you do, Remember to plug it into 110, not 240. Benny Hill, very funny. Very racist. But not in the 60s and 70s. It was normal, wasn't it? You wanted to see an old English show which is pure racism, but very funny at the time. You only have to listen to a show called Alf Garnett. Truly, it'll be like, wow, was that legal in the UK? Yep. I grew up on another show in the UK. Buttercup would know this one too. Give you the theme music. Alf Garnett, that's it. Just Google it. But this is the theme music of a show that I used to like as well. Bum bum ba-da-dum, bum bum ba-da-dum, bum bum ba-da-dum, bum bum ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, do-do-do-do. No, I was born in Malta. My parents were in the Royal Air Force and were stationed all over the world, particularly after the Second World War. Sister born in the UK, brother born in France, sister born in Singapore, another one born in Rhodesia. Yeah. I'm not Maltese, but I was born there. I was born in Valletta. And yes, so travelled a lot. The White Cliffs of Malta. Remember sitting, I do have a memory that goes back a long way, sitting on, well, literally was a cliff face, but limestone, picking up limestone and the grit in my hand. I've been everywhere, man. Oh, it's a Rolf Harris song, I think. But that theme song I was singing to you was Step, Toe and Son. And Harry Corbett unfortunately died at the age of 47 through a heart attack. Yeah, but it was a funny show. It was about rag and bone men. And when I was a kid, you'd hear this cry every Saturday morning. Rag and boob, rag and boobin. You'd hear that up and down the street, and the guy had a voice like you wouldn't imagine. It was horse and cart. And you know, you put stuff on the side of the road now. Well, they'd know he was coming, and they'd do that. Or they'd stop and say, look, if you want to come inside and pick up this old stove, you can have it. Yeah, a rag and bone man. All the bits and pieces of society that are no longer required, they're going to make a few bucks out of it. Actually, very cheap for you to fly to Malta. You can fly from the UK to Malta for about 100 quid return, because you're only 4 or 5 hours away. No, we listened to it. I wasn't paying attention to speed, but pulled over, but no ticket. Was a police officer, like, a big beard, lots of big hair, furry arms.
Oh, what, Danny?
Leadfoot.
We love you.
Leadfoot city limits. Take care, Danny. Keep your eyes on the road. Now, what the hell are you listening to me for?
Because she does it.
Turn on the music.
Because she does it when she goes to work. Yes, you can go back to Malta.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah, if we go
Did you
back to the UK, we'll go back through Malta, I
I
think.
think the others know, but maybe not Grinjo. Did you tell them where you were born?
I was born in Valletta in Malta, but at the time there were 6 maternity beds, and there was lots of randiness happening in the 1958 period apparently, because there were no beds for my mother to go to. The nurse led her down, and me in tow, to the morgue on a marble slab.
So that's where Seeds was
So
born.
I was born on that marble slab, and my grandmother on my father's side died at the very same time I was born. Of course, I don't remember that, but that's what was told to me. Because 2 days later, when my mother found out that she had died, she dropped on my head. And I'm not kidding you. But it hasn't affected me throughout my whole life.
It's a true story. Oh dear.
French to British, yeah. In fact, the whole island and all the peoples of Malta were awarded the Maltese Cross. Every one of them. But that story I just told you was very true.
That's your excuse, JP. Well, it happened to see Sue.
Yep. And I imagine that things have changed, but this was an old hospital in Valletta, so it might have been bulldozed. But if I find it, I want to go to the stone tablet where I was born and pull the sword from it. And then I shall be the ruler of the world. JP will be my little slave, ice wiper.
See?
No, I didn't say ice, I said arse wiper. And Buttercup will be down the bottom of the castle, shouldered. But yeah, it's one of those things that I have either by circumstance or fortune or choice seen a lot of our beautiful planet. It is really lovely, the planet. But what makes it more interesting, and it took me a while to figure it out, but it's the people in these countries that you visit that make it a journey. Because if you just go there with solid thoughts about, I want to eat Western food and I want to stay in a Western hotel, and just don't go, is all I can tell you. Don't bother. You do that at home. Taste, I mean, JP's the same as me. We'll go to Thailand and we'll eat from the roadside stalls because they're not going to die. You're not going to die from eating that. These people are relying on having good food every day, so people don't die. It's beautiful food at a price you wouldn't imagine. The Phoenicians and Carthaginians, Romans, Greeks, Arab, Normans, and Aragonese. Aragonese, is that a terminology for Boyd? My lineage is Bosworth. Ooh, Bosworth, that was a battle and a half. I have discovered that I am a direct descendant of Mayflower settlers. Ooh, they got in a bit of trouble. Adam, is that why you're deep in the bush so they can't find you? I'm not dead. Sure spent a lot of time on the toilet. Oh, well, it's a good cause, JP. Get them little demons out. Out, demons.
I'd like to do DNA test. See
Yep,
exactly.
What, to see if you're human? Or?
Yeah.
No, that would help. Yep.
Jeez.
Explain a few things.
What is that? Women are from Venus,
Venus.
men are from Mars.
She's only found your channel because I am your father. No? Archie.
Archie.
Archie's a dear friend of ours. She is doing a lot of hard work today because she is looking after her mother. And she has no time for YouTube.
No.
But she's a lovely lady, hard-working, pioneer spirit. But life, as I said before, is like the yellow brick road and there is camel shit everywhere. And sure as eggs, you're going to step in it. No, I think we last spoke to her
I follow her
about
on.
a year ago.
Oh no, we spoke to her since then. I follow
No,
her
I mean
on.
physically spoke to her.
Yeah, I follow her on Facebook, but she's still with her mum, as far as I know. You know.
Yeah, the Maltese look, I've seen Sicilians. We've got a very good friend. This is the irony. I've got a good friend who was born in Australia. His family comes from Malta. I was born in Malta and I'm in Australia. And he has the descended tone of Maltese. And, but yeah, they're an island unto themselves, but they're very much the Sicilian flavour of the foods. And not really Italian, because they had limited resources in Malta.
But you're not Maltese.
No.
You were just born there because your father was
That's
stationed
right.
there.
Yep. Yeah, that was many years ago. We spoke to her by phone about a year ago. Her mum's not well, so she's doing what she can.
No, all the other, no, that's Maltesers. They're nice chocolate, actually.
Yes, big mix. In fact, you think many people have tried to dominate them It happened, but not many. It's like the Rock of Gibraltar in many ways. And the Maltese were awarded. Every person on Malta was awarded, 1947, I think, the Maltese Cross for their bravery.
So who got that?
The Maltese people, all the peoples of Malta. You walk into anyone's house in Malta, there'll be a Maltese Cross there.
Wow. Everybody got one.
Mm-hmm. Everybody. Actually, the interesting thing, Gringo, that we found out probably 2 or 3 years ago is that they believe, it's hard to prove, they believe they found remnants of Viking vessels in the north of my state.
Oh, yeah.
So they're suggesting in the year 500, Vikings came to Australia and jumped on shore and said, well, claim this, Jesus, hot here?
Yes.
Oh, geez, let's get out of here.
Yes, we can, Buttercup.
What's
we
that?
get Maltese bunnies. We now have Maltese drops too. They're new. Have you got them, Buttercup?
You mean from British law, a British rule, you mean, Jojo? One of the things, and I understand the independence of India, but the absolute mass confusion of a religion dividing a country and having a border, one called Pakistan and one called India, is ridiculous. Because there's plenty of Muslims in India, but there are very few of the Indians in Pakistan. And if you went to India and you said, how many religions here? An old man would say, you can't count the stars, can you? Because in India, there's lots of religions. There's a God for everything. In certain places, there's a God of USB devices. There's the God of the sun, the moon, the trees, the dogs, the cats, the frogs, everything. A lot of people have about 12, 14 gods to choose from, local deities. So why divide the damn country where most of the people are the same? Because this is what happened in 1948. You want to go and live in India? Get the hell out of here. You want to go and live in Pakistan? Get the hell out of here. Crazy. Adam, stop, lol, you're frightening
Well,
me.
Adam
Just
says
a
that
chat
Buttercup's
started.
going to make a movie. Sing a song, make something absolute delish.
Just a spoonful of sugar makes the buttercup
his-
go down.
What? History is very interesting. But
It is.
do a DNA, it'd be cool. We should do it.
Yep.
Only costs a couple $100, doesn't it?
I don't know what it costs.
Imagine what you'd come
Just a
back.
matter of saliva.
Yeah.
Put it back in a tube, send it away, and it will say you are 96% coronavirus, 4% lapdog. Gringo did the old DNA thing.
Oh, did you? So did you have many species in you?
Only on Friday nights. But don't tell my mother. Scandinavian. Yeah, that surprises a lot of people. Which would be the Viking in you.
Okay, Joe. Safe trip to you too. Hugs to the people you're helping.
Yep, have a great day, mate. Yeah, I know what you say, Adam, but I think one of the easiest things to do is just do a simple video of like a duck and the sky, and then don't worry about editing it and name it Duck in the Sky.
The easiest thing,
Because I
Adam,
think your problem is that you are a perfectionist,
yeah, but so am
and it's like, it looks all right, no, I'm going to delete it. I understand. I'm 2% non-European.
I. 2% non-European.
It could be Neanderthal.
Oh, actually, yeah, how much did that shade up, Gringo? Because it's native, so you'd think that'd be stronger.
Well, if you have a low feel for what you look like on camera, unfortunately, you're in real life, so people do see you, Adam. You can't say to them, can you just erase all your memory that you didn't see me? No.
Only 2%. I talked to an elder and he said that DNA doesn't really show. Well, actually, that's what I heard too, Gringo. That's why I didn't want to go through Ancestry.com. They say to go to a proper, I don't know what you call them, DNA facility, whatever it is, but apparently even Ancestor.com doesn't actually
They don't do it.
do it good enough.
Well, they don't do it. They have agencies that do it for them. Adam, all I can say to you about the videos that you sort of do make and then delete, you need to listen to an old song that you know very well. Walk tall, walk straight and look, well right in the eye. That's what my mama told me when I was about knee high. She said, son, be a proud man and hold your head up high. Walk tall, walk straight and look the world right in the eye. Because Adam, what I like in people is the good, the bad and the ugly. Not so much the bad, I must admit, but we're all made up of that componentry.
Well, I never thought of that, Adam. Adam would do the DNA thing, but he's scared of what they do with it afterwards. Yeah, I've heard talk about that as well, that they keep it, or I don't know, but...
They are making copies of you now.
That's scary.
It's all good. 6% Asian, 2% non-European, 6% Asian, that's the name. The thing about Native Americans is that they have a long history, genetically, to North America. But there are genetics of Native Americans throughout Asia that are nearly identical. In other words, some tribe members at one time left North America on a journey of discovery, probably during an ice age.
No, that's what we are. We're curious too.
Yep. But probably one of my pet subjects is definitely history. I love and enthralled by how people survived in certain places, for sure.
Drum roll. Buttercup's got a question. Come on, Buttercup, you've got
Ladies
a
and gentlemen,
question.
it's been a month since this happened, but after discussions with the University of Scotland in Wales, we have a question from Buttercup. Please get your pens at the ready.
Oh, here it is. What would you do if the government said you had to be chipped? Oh, I thought you were giving us a question, Buttercup. I got all excited.
I would say no.
Oh, chip.
And the word I have no choice is, well, they wouldn't find me.
No, I wouldn't either, Buttercup.
There were people, yuppies in the late 80s, that were voluntarily being chipped RFIDs because they wanted to. They wanted to have all their banking information on there. Isn't that handy? You just kill them, take the hand, go to a teller. $2,000, thank you. No.
Damn, I thought you were going to ask us a hard question. That was an easy question to answer.
Yes, they don't need chips in us, if we're honest. If you've got a check card or a debit card that you go to the shop and buy foods, then you get emails a week or two later saying, I know you bought this last year, but do you want to buy it again? And we've just added a third party from an insurance company to call you. And, yeah, etc., etc. If you use any sort of card, that is your chip. If you've got an iPhone or an Android phone, that is your chip. They know exactly everything you do, where you look, where you've been, literally where you've been, as in a GPS tracking device. So they don't need to chip us now. 20 years ago they thought it'd be a good idea, but they've already done it now. Yeah, no, don't think so, JP. As soon as you put your card into the teller machine, they know who it is, what you bought, where you are. They've got us tied up. They virtually, if you threw your phone away today and someone wanted to find you, they can find you because humans are creatures of habit. Maybe you still go to the same supermarket with cash, go to the grocer with cash, butcher with cash, but they're the same places that you went with your card. So they don't need to chip us, they don't need to barcode us. They could pull out every information of where you've been because everyone carries their phone. You have your very own tracking device.
That's your coffee there. Move over there.
Thank you. It was about 2 months ago, a lady was found in the Blue Mountains somewhere. She just got lost, Japanese tourists again. But she had a phone on her. And it was about day 7 that they worked out where she had been and where she'd doubled back and all that. So she was consistently looking, trying to get out, but failed. So, and then of course the phone battery died. But just based on the information about where she went, cross-referencing, they sent search teams in and found her in the middle of nowhere.
What was that? I missed the beginning of your story.
Japanese tourist got missing in the mountains, Blue Mountains, down the ridges, and
Yeah.
her phone was traceable for a
Yeah,
period of
because
time.
we've got Find Our Phones, yeah.
Well, no, through satellite.
Yeah.
And then the phone went dead, but because she was going around in circles or whatever, they sent teams in and they found her.
Wow.
So you don't need a chip.
Okay, I missed something about a scholarship, did I?
Yeah, you only got to look at your emails. Everywhere you go, there's a reference that sneakily adds, what do they call it, cookies and things, and then they're associated with other companies. All of a sudden, you get all these emails. So that's how it works. You can literally say Facebook in itself would get rid of everything else, just Facebook. They could trace you without much trouble.
No, that's right, but you've got to make sure your security, I mean, I know it's not perfect, but you've got to change your security settings,
I don't do it.
Jono.
I don't do Twitter.
But you had a Facebook account and it's still there, but I've changed it that basically nothing shows because of keeping in contact with family, and that was the original reason I got Facebook. Was the first thing I got because of family in Germany. But it doesn't matter what you've got. They can trace and find you anyway. It does not matter what social media you do or do not use.
There was something about, you know, school reunions and things like that. Well, I was getting emails from people that I actually did go to school with. And it was like, we're having a reunion. And I said, no, not interested, thanks. But how did they find my email? Just like you, JP, it was attached to something.
Yeah, but
maybe something I bought.
But people do
And
wild
bingo.
guesses at emails too. It's like my email.
Bullying. What did old Ringo say? Yeah, they can track that. There are so many ways to track you. And I know it was in 1994, and it was given as the explanation that they were going to put tracking devices in vehicles so that if they got stolen.
Yeah.
But the libertarians said, no way. You'll know exactly where I am at any given time. And they were quite right. You can get tracking devices for your vehicle, no problem. But I wouldn't want them in every vehicle that was made. I use my phone for that. They can find me with that.
You're on file anyway.
For...
Because when you worked in the prison system.
Oh, yeah, no. You actually sign a disclosure form when you leave a prison service, not to tell stuff.
Well, certain
Sentence of death.
certain
Not really,
things
but-
you can't.
I know in the Middle of London they've already got that
Do you
buttercup.
remember when we did a paper delivering pamphlets, and we had to hold that stupid, well, I call it NatSap, the GPS
yeah.
thing, because they tracked you. They watched where you and how you delivered the pamphlets. Do you remember that?
Yep.
And then
Time, deliveries, blah, blah, blah.
an hour into it, we took our things, chucked them in the back of the car, went off and had something to eat, and took everything back.
Yeah, pretty common. Bonded. Sorry, was I bonded? You mean was I in slavery? 1913, things changed. Do you know birth, death and marriage records up until 1913 in the Western cultures was recorded by churches? Being honest with you, that's what it used to be. From 1913 onwards, and all of us, including me, have a number on your birth certificate.
Yep.
So if that's what you're talking about, Adam, we are all bonded. So when the birth, deaths and marriages were recorded in churches, that's where the information stayed. And on consensus, like they do census, they would say, yep, 9 births, whatever, but they would say who or what. But in 1913, it all changed. We then were given a stamp with a number. What does that literally mean? We're all commodities. We're all slaves because we have a number. Oh yeah, no. We don't use the word bonded here. It's a high security clearance. Same thing. Yep. All right, if you've got so much to do tomorrow, you need to take a rest, JP. I mean, you've got to get up, go to the toilet, take the Mayfair magazine in there. 2 minutes later, you probably wash your hands thoroughly. To get up and have 5 or 6 rashers of bacon, 4 eggs, 4 bits of toast, turn on the midday morning show and watch Koshi just for a little while. And sort of drift off into sleep about 10 a.m. Get up, go down. Bless you.
Thanks.
Go down buy a Kentucky Fried Chicken or something. You got a big day ahead of you.
Who's that, Jono?
Yes.
See you, Jono.
Well, you enjoy these days off, JP, because they will come to an end. No more days of life for you.
Oh, thanks for my blesses. Goes on tight. We just had a little bit of a gust of wind. A bit of dust or sand blew up right in my face.
It's very boring to do nothing, I must admit. It's good to relax on occasions, let's not get that bit wrong, but to do nothing, day seems like a month.
Oh, you're still here, Leroy? We thought we'd lost you.
I'm going for a slash in the bog.
Gonna snap a dragon?
No. Just going to drain one.
Oh, that dust got right up my nose. It's like when people sneeze 5, 6 times in a row. I'll bless you once, I'll bless you twice. I'm not going to bless you a 3rd time because it didn't take. That means you're possessed by a demon. Are you staying there, JP? Hang on, Buttercup, wait, he's not here to read the chat, so you have to give him a sec. He's gone to the loo, to the bog, to the outhouse, whatever you want to call it. I just better tell him. No more than 2 shakes, okay? But the races, no, Leroy, what were we talking about? For you to say the races. We weren't saying the races, it was something else we were talking about. have to refresh the memory, Leroy. Yep, that's right, old, yep. Go, Buttercup. You there, Buttercup? Come on. Do it. Yay! Yes, that's right. And you misunderstood the word. Oh, there goes the train. Oh, I've got a bit of a breeze now. Good if we got a thunderstorm. Don't forget to wash your hands. Oh, hurry up. There's a thing crawling on the wall. It is very furry. I'll powder his nose. No, he didn't. What did he say? He went for a slash or something? Hurry up, there's a hairy thing. There, look.
It's a caterpillar.
I don't care.
Then it's the end of the world. Fly. Fly.
Let's hope he's not stuck in your
No, he's
hat
gone.
now.
Good evening. Here is the news. JP's penis reduction therapy has been successful. He says he's happy with the 9 inches and does not want to complain.
No, he did. It was on the sidewall, Ringo. You couldn't see it. It was this on that side. Oh, look, I'm playing with your ear. Look.
But now, don't worry about our insects. Worry about them. Sharks will get you first. Or feral koalas. Big friendly ears, big fangs. Give me a cuddle, give me a cuddle.
And no, you cannot eat koalas. Yeah, we do have big. We've got the bird-eating spider.
Never heard of a camel spider, but in the desert there's some big buggers. See, it's a question. Buttercup, answer. The court system are also not what they seem. Something about maritime law, forget the details. Maritime law overrules the law of rule if you are in open water. Maritime law. In the 16th, 17th century in England, maritime law, you could convict a man, being the captain of a crime, and you could hang him. And you just record it and say, yeah, Joe Smith stole the biscuits, so he hung a bugger. It's like on board a ship, even today. They have rule of law, they have maritime law. Can't hang you though. Change that bit. They can certainly throw you on the brig though.
Yep, there's even dangerous caterpillars in Australia.
In fact, the law goes as far as this. We went on a cruise about 3 years ago, only a 3 or 4 day cruise, 4 days I think, but we weren't far enough offshore. So this boat was a big casino boat as well, but we didn't go on it for that reason anyway. But on the sign of the casino
Yes.
entry, no gambling allowed on this cruise,
Because of the
because you're still within the waters of Australia.
of WA. WA only has a casino. We don't have pokies in every club.
It's more than that here. I think it's a good 50 mile. We're a big country though. We've got lots of water. But we often catch Indonesian fishing boats. They actually go for trachea shells, which is a mollusk type thing. And they raid and get all the fish go back. But what we do in Australia, we do it very proudly. We catch them doing it. We put them on board, put them in our prisons for a couple of years, but we take their boat to the closest land. We pour lots of diesel on it, and then we burn it. Sort of like they won't use this again.
No, there's something about they've stopped doing it that way. They sink it other ways so it becomes part of the reef or whatever it is.
No, they burn them because of disease. That's the main reason.
Oh, yeah. That sounds
Something to do with the Queen.
charming, doesn't it?
I can get your perspective very well.
Another twain.
I think laws are weird. It's still in our Northern Territory. If you steal a horse, you will be hung. They don't actually hang you, but you're sentenced to be hung. Of course, it hasn't happened for a very long time. The last time anyone was hanged in my state was in 1963. That was the very last person hanged. But before that, you used to hang them all the time.
Yeah, well, why don't they just change the law? Do they think they're going to use it? Oh, we'll just keep that law just in case one day.
1963. The Queen has sailed up the Nile and old Gringo's been born.
I was 62. I'm older than you. Nah, 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 nah.
I'm from another decade. If you ever do travel, the first thing I do, depending where we're going, is I look at the local do's and do nots.
Yes.
What you do not do. In Thailand, it's very much frowned upon if you hold hands, strangely enough, or kissing or showing affection.
But the problem is the way the traffic is. I sometimes had to grab hold of seats or I couldn't cross the road.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe you're still a suspect in the case, old Gringo. You might be 1 month old, but we'll keep an eye on you. Buttercup is 61, or born 61. 1961. Cold War was in full force.
Oh, look at that. See, 61, 62, 63. Anyone for 64?
If you make fun of the king in Thailand, you're going to probably spend a lot of time in Thailand.
Yes. Oh, 69.
Yeah, pup.
69. We've got a few years missing in between there, between 63 and 69.
1969, he's just a puppy. He's a frozen puppy, but a puppy the same. No, respect in lots of countries comes in strange formation. In communist countries like Vietnam, they're actually very liberal and easygoing. They don't have many things that you could stuff up on, but in other countries you've got to be careful. Sputnik. Moon landing. Moon landing was August 1969, 7th, I think. The sun was rising in the east. I was eating granola. Not that I remember those sort of things. Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, but who was in the capsule spinning around? Do you remember that guy? Probably the most unrecognisable legend of the moon landing. This guy's spinning around the moon, he just kept going. He's going, I'm getting dizzy. Alan Shepard never landed on the moon. Got there, but just took a circus ride and waited for the boys to get back. That would have been a hell of a frustrating trip. Hey, you have a good time? Yeah, land on the moon. I'll just wait here, shall I? Yeah, all right, I'll go round
I had
and
the
around.
measles when they landed on the moon. I was home from school sick.
I watched it on a black and white television, but someone in our neighbourhood was very wealthy, obviously, with about 100 people on the lawn to watch the moon landing. Shh. Houston, the eagle has landed. Machu Picchu sounds a very mystical and beautiful place. And how the hell did they build that stone walls? You couldn't stick a cigarette paper between them. We don't give our ancestors enough credit. Even though they didn't have the iPhone and there was no television, they were intellectually equal, if not better, than we are today. If you were born a couple of thousand years ago, you probably spoke 5, maybe 10 languages through necessity. Most of us speak 1, and we don't even spell it correctly. So we don't give our ancestors enough credit for what abilities they have. They didn't have the technology, but they certainly had the brains. Been an interesting journey of this life of ours. Yeah. There are probably, and there's a theory that I have surmised, though it will never be proved, I doubt, because time is irrelevant when you think about it. Let's say, is one of my thoughts, not theories, thoughts. Let's say 2.5 million years ago, a long time ago, humans existed in an intelligent society beyond that is of today. And then bloody big volcano blew everything up.
Well, Elbow
Everything
wouldn't
was
have been around
covered in ash and lava and died. And then all these little tiny molecules in the rivers that survived turned into tadpoles, little squiggly things, a few little amphibian feet. Got on land and said, geez, this is all right. We'll start walking on this. Is that possible? Well, scientists and physicists prove beyond doubt that if you took people off this planet, it would be just a matter of time that a species would evolve. Would it be us? They say mathematically it could only be us, or the species line, to get back to where we are today. Has it happened before? Well, we don't know. My iPhone doesn't tell me that. Imagine 2.5 million years ago, the planet was even more advanced. Spaceships have already been sent out into space that have never come back. Maybe they could be the aliens that we're talking about. Maybe it's the ancestors' descendants from different galaxies that left here, that are visiting us and wondering what the hell we're doing.
Yes.
It could be a great movie called The Sum of Us.
Where I'd like to go is, where did they die so quick as they lay the volcano?
Well, the two places, but Pompeii.
That's it, yeah, Pompeii. I'd love to go to Pompeii.
That's right.
Well, the word alien itself is a weird word.
Well, when you think about it, it's only a word to say we don't know. Yep. I mean, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. What I just said could have been true. And maybe they left this planet knowing it was going to explode. Think about that. And then through time and the eons that passed, man developed from a squiggly little wet thing, walked upon land and suddenly developed a opposable thumb, like this, instead of like that. We got this one. And as time passed, we developed. The thing is, we don't know, but maybe some of these mysterious things going around the galaxies, the universe and the cosmos are possibly our ancestors. And they would have been well advanced, obviously, to have done that. And maybe they'll look upon us as a curio, thinking, were we really like that at one stage? We'll come back in about 30,000 years and check on them again. That's if they haven't blown themselves up.
The Peace Mound, Gringo, that's putting the stones on top of each other.
I can just see it now, the movie The Sum of Us, starring Adam Key as the onboard navigator, Buttercup, Commander-in-Chief, Mel, head cook.
Yay, Mel. You're back.
I don't know if all you guys would like all that lycra like they wore in Star Trek. Imagine having that lycra little sort of motive here.
Where you been, Mel?
I've been the city
So, I don't know if I missed
that never closed down.
missed your answer, old. It's the Peace Mound. Is that the building up
New
of
York,
rocks?
Rio, and old London town.
Yeah, all the different tribes. Oh, okay, yeah.
No matter how far or how wide I may roam,
Now, where was it people
I
would...
still call
Because they do them here in
Australia.
Australia, don't they? Along the Nullarbor, we saw a few different piles of rocks in certain areas, mixed
That's
stuff.
a common ancestral trait
Yeah.
of all humans.
But where is it that they've actually asked people not to do it? Because I don't know, somebody did something which caused the rocks to fall on somebody and hurt them because they were being stupid.
I don't know, but the fact is anthropologists know for certain that why people piled rocks up in a certain formation were for landmarks. That's why you had things like, in England, Stonehenge. And Stonehenge is only the tip of the iceberg in England, by the way, for navigation. So why would you pile a heap of rocks up for the first 20 miles of a journey? So you know how to get back home.
Well, they say that's
Like tying a ribbon around a tree.
Yes, Mel, you have missed all the things. You have missed us solving all the problems in the world. Seeds telling where he was born and how he got dropped on his head.
Yeah.
True story, Mel. What else has she missed?
Not sure.
Mel, watch the stream later and read back.
I'll watch it again. Boring.
Yes, she will. Oh, and Danny came in and got pulled over on her way to work because she was listening to Seeds and didn't watch her speed.
There's several stories in Australia very similar about Indigenous wars where people didn't really like each other, would formulate, just like they did. Look, I mean, it's no different than the Europeans. You know, at certain stages, Vikings joined with the English to, kill French, etc., and vice versa. It's just the convenience of the reward as to where their loyalty lie.
Yeah, talk about toilets.
The thing about today in our modern world, even though there are countries, most of the races are intermixed. If you went to New York, you know exactly what you went to Sydney, Perth, London, doesn't matter where you go, every race and creed live there. It's like, well, that didn't happen even as much as only 100 years ago. It's a modern phenomenon where the interracial mix is everywhere in the world. There are pockets in each country that don't do it, I know that. But we are all mixed together, which for me holds hope for humanity. Because to give you an example, there's over 500,000 Chinese in Australia. Why would we go to war to China, etc.? So being a multicultural planet now, not just particular countries, but a multicultural planet, I hope that has eased the tensions of world wars.
Mel's called us nerd talkers.
Well, there are really smart people on the planet, physicists, human engineers, DNA if you like, who've already worked out that in probably 30,000 years, if we're lucky enough not to have wiped ourselves out, we will look, all of us, more Asian. To a greater extent, we will all be the same because of our multiculturalism. They believe, smart people, probably only in about another 500 years, and I'm not doing this to upset anyone, but in about 500 years there'll be very little religion. Because even when I was a boy, probably 65% of people went to church, Saturday or Sunday, whatever your denomination was. That was in Australia, 65%. Sunday best, you know. People know what Sunday, put your Sunday best on, polish your shoes, say good day to the vicar, all that sort of thing. Well, in 2020, less than 2% attend any organisation religiously in my country. That is 63% less than when I was a kid. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try.
Mel, you didn't put B right back in.
But even in this very small room of ours, and I mean that literally, ours, it's not mine, it's ours, is creativity. You've all done it, you've all expressed it tonight, one form or another. It's something that's not normally done, particularly on YouTube. And it allows each and every one of us to have our own expressive views, thoughts, ideas, theories, without conflict or war. Oh, there's a chat I can't see. But what it means is that in amongst all of us, that's all humans, we have this creativity of thought. But I'll challenge each and every one of you to go and find another hangout that does that. Because it means that we are all basically not selfish, we're willing to listen, disagree, agree, think about it, along the lines of, well, that's Seed's thoughts, they're not my thoughts, but that's okay. Here's my thoughts. That's a bit different than a lot of social media where you have to comply or die. You know what I mean? You don't comply with my feelings and thoughts and my religion, I'm going to have to get rid of you and find somebody else, particularly those people that can speak into a tin can for $10.
Yes, my understudy, she's learning. I've got teaching Mel to make sure she puts B right back and teaching Buttercup to approve comments.
It might be, Adam, but I think it's more that we are allowing self-expression without the conflict of being punished for it.
And just everyone has an opinion. It's interesting
It
listening
is.
to people's
It is, because
opinions and beliefs.
even though we will all differ on different thoughts, subjects, matters, but it shows all of us are more akin to each other than against.
Mel. See, I didn't have to approve Mel's comment.
I keep
because
visioning
she's-
Mel on a pogo stick. Boink, 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 boink. Be right back. Boink, boink, boink.
I bet you
boink,
you've,
boink,
you've
boink,
got a
boink.
cake back. Come on, Mel. Buttercup's up to a gold star with lots of gold stars around it. You're back down to silver.
But I think it's great because it allows, and when I do these one-on-ones, it'll be the same thing. I know it's going to be the same thing. I won't permit conflict, and I'll make sure the people in the chat will make sure that won't happen. What I want, let's say if I get Adam or Buttercup or whoever up, to have a bit of a chinwag about life, the journey, etc. I don't want the interaction between the chat and what's being said while it's being said. I don't mind after, question time if you want to answer some questions. But I don't want that interjection to spoil the journey, the story being told. That's the only reason, not for any other reason.
But that's good. The side chat can listen as
They
well
can
as
talk
talk amongst themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And plus, having a sense of humour,
Mm-hmm.
and a bit of fun in there, like with the damn chat and approving certain words.
But you've all unfolded an example of what your stories will be like, because you tell little bits and pieces, thoughts, journeys you'd like to make, where you'd like to go. That's what it's all about. Yeah, well, on each of the people that tell the story, it's their show, but they're not showmen or women. They're just telling a story, a tapestry of their life, without putting anyone down, putting anyone up, and not saying that they're better than others, because I will not invite any of those people on here anyway. So Adam's got 30 seconds to offer. Should be an interesting night. At least a half-time show will be entertaining.
Yes, there'll be snacks down the bottom left, drinks in the middle, and straitjackets to the right.
No, I'm going to do one, because one, imagine someone telling their story, Buttercup, and then having someone interject. You will lose track of your story. I certainly won't go any more than 2 people in a normal hangout in the future. So there'll be just 3 of us at a max. I don't like people screaming and yelling over each other and interjecting. But when people are going to be telling these one-on-one lifelines, storylines, journeys, whatever you want to call it, I think it's important that there's not an interjection from a third party. And I'm sure people could do it, women could probably do it, but men would struggle badly if I'm talking about my story and Adam says, yeah, what about the time you went fishing, Seeds? What? What am I talking about? Shut up, Adam. That's the only reason. And you're not a novice, Buttercup. And it's one of these things that when people get on the roll of telling a story, you relive these moments. You've done it tonight.
And think of it this way, it'll be there, you can download it, and it's a bit of history you can keep for your family, because you'll probably end up saying things that you thought, oh geez, I've never told my kids that. Oh, that's something I should tell my grandkids. So it's good to have as well.
I'm not going to put anyone under pressure. If someone in fact says to me during an interview, I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable doing this, and I say, okay, it ends now. No problem. But like I say, people that come up, if they understand, it's just their story. And a lot of you have told little stories tonight. Like I say, I suffer from a memory like you wouldn't imagine. Little stories about where I'd like to go and walk amongst the stones and feel the vibes, Buttercup said. But you see how bad my memory is?
I just saw lightning. Sorry, people. Excitement, news flash, news flash. We've got lightning. Lightning.
I got chills.
This
Multiplying.
At the back, I just saw lightning. Okay.
In
Push
my
it back to
music
normal program.
control. Hope it's not going to strike us. Be scary. Anyway, the whole point of the exercise of what I would like to do is just listen to the fabric of your story. That's all. Don't tell us where you live. Don't give me your postal address. Don't tell me where you work. I'm not interested. Because stories aren't made up of those things anyway.
I reckon, Adam, champagne all round. Lightning.
Sure, it wasn't like a cataract.
No, it was a
cataract. Maybe.
Another air slap.
You got any lightning down there, Mel? Check out your window for me. Go and grab a golf club and go and stand outside for a couple of minutes.
There, Mel, I saw lightning. I'm not imagining it.
The wind's sucking in from the east, so we could be getting one.
We get excited.
It rains, we're doing live coverage.
Yes, you are, Mel.
Absolutely.
Seeds will cook for you.
I will make you a meal fit for a queen.
You got nothing down there. Well, I just saw lightning. That's pretty, you know. Seeds will cook for you, Mel, but you'll have to do the desserts.
I think soup,
I don't do desserts.
entree, main meal, dessert, followed by cheese platter and cleansing fruit. Seems like a plan. You can sleep in your own bed. You can even lock yourself in. We can't get to you. All our doors in the bedrooms have locks.
We have a rule in this room. If you're going to step away, you take us with you, or you say, be right back, or I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Whose rule's that?
It's just something Mel and I do.
They don't cleanse.
Just kidding.
I'll get the hose on you then. I'll fix you. Put me down.
Tell old Gringo the rules. See, bit of humour. It's good.
Anyway, that'll be coming up probably maybe in a week. My very good friend Buttercup has
will be the
volunteered to come up.
first.
It may be a short interview. She may like saying, "Oh, I don't like this."
Well, actually, she didn't really volunteer. We just
Oh,
sort
no,
of
she
put
did.
her up first.
I have a very good memory. Old Gringo's happy to do it. Adam's happy to do it. Mel said, "No, I do not want the publicity. I don't want to become famous." I'll get a wrestling mask for Mel, and when she's here, we'll do a one-on-one. Who's that lady? I'm not telling you. Because if I asked you this question, if I said, do you remember a great story in a book or something in a movie, most of the time you'll only come up with the story. You might be clever enough to remember the actors if you like, but it's nothing to do with the actors, it's the story that you captured and it's stuck in your brain. The Buttercup wants to dance along the mystical stones of the Machu Picchu to feel the vibes.
No, it would be so cool. You have to ground yourself going to places like that, though. Make sure you're grounded. Because the energy that if you're one that can pick up on energy or have a bit of empathy, you know what I mean? Be
Energy
grounded.
for me, I feel it, there's no question about it.
Mel.
Yes, it was. Very good movie. And very true in many aspects. I don't know what the planet would be like if the Japanese had been successful. I think it would be not good. Nothing against today's Japanese, by the way, but the thought process at the time. Yeah, we'll get the camera on Mel when she's here when I'm doing my 5-course meal for her.
Yeah.
And just on the plates that come out.
Yeah,
She said,
no.
I thought the cheese was adequate. The honeyed pears were okay.
And when you come and stay, Mel, you bring the babies.
Definitely bring your dogs.
And I'll kidnap them.
JJ. They actually do a lot of apologising in their universities. They'll do theses standing up saying things like, our ancestors were wrong and this is the following reasons why. Australian forces at the time were at breaking point. There's no doubt the Americans made it a lot easier. But when it comes down to what we threw at it, defending in New Guinea in particular, along the Kokoda Trail, very famous, we threw everything. There were 15-year-old boys with uniforms on. Of course, they said they were 19. Mr. Siege loses all the battles. Yes, but they're only battles, Mel. The war is yet to be decided. All the days of my life. Starring Mel Mandura.
Mel Mandura.
She'll get me for that. No, I am not God. If you're interested in the thought process of hope and mystery and things that don't turn out, watch a play called Waiting for Godot, Godot, Waiting for Godot. Hello, Shamo. Caesar met South Korean officers back in the 1980s, veterans of Vietnam, and they had nothing but the highest praise for the Aussie troops. Yeah, like I say, Australians basically, even, I've got friends that went to Vietnam, and they're lackadaisical, funny, laughing, telling jokes. Put them under pressure, they'll take every ounce that's in them.
Did Ringo say it right? Because you said waiting for Grotto.
No, Godot, G-O-D.
D-O-T.
I'll
type it in. G-O-D-O-T.
O-T. Waiting for Godot. There's a play that's got Mr. Star Trek himself in it, along with Ian McKellen. I'm trying to think of the other actor. You know the guy that plays Star Trek. What's his name? The bald-headed guy. Yeah, Godot, that's it. If you can find that one, you'll find it. It's funny, it's heartbreaking, it's hope, all the things that humanity's made us. Very excellent play. Might seem a little bit vague, but I thought it was a great play. So it is Ian McKellen in one of the shows I've seen with, I'm trying to think of the guy from Star Trek. Ah, God. Picard. That's his actor's name in Star Trek. So whoever the actor in Picard is. Strange enough, in real life, they're both gay, but that's okay. Wasn't waiting for gay, he was waiting for Godot. Excellent. You look like an extra from Harry Potter. Harry, do you know this woman in Madura? Princess Mel. I want you to send some orcs there.
Gandalf.
To find them.
Look, I call him Gandalf, Mel.
If the only thing I could tell you that you will feel when you land in Australia, there's no pressure. It was quite relaxed. And if you look lost, Mel would do the same thing. If someone's wandering around in circles holding their phone or whatever, Mel would go up and say, total stranger, hello Japanese lady, are you lost? Can I help you? That's what we all do here.
Mel, what are you drinking?
I'm friggin' lost.
Yeah,
Patrick
Gandalf.
Stewart, thank you, Buttercup. Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen play of Waiting for Godot, G-O-D-O-T. Look for it on YouTube. Like I say, I find it really, really good. You may not, you might think, what does he's put me on? It's a load of crud. But it's one of those things, if you will understand humanity, that there's hope, expectations, things that don't happen.
Mel, that's because you keep coming and going. You're missing half the conversation.
I've already designed a pair of glasses that actually have a small screen on the left-hand side and a microphone on this side, Mel. So you can walk around the whole house and never be right back. Not miss anything. Go to the toilet, it's still on. You know, click your cheek to turn the volume off so we don't hear you fart. Other than that, all be good. Dog needs a pee-pee. What is that, a surgical procedure? Poor dog's spinning around at the back door. Jesus, come on, Buttercup.
Yep, Mel's busy.
She's always busy. Mel is like a flutterby all day, and they come the other day, she's so tired, she just goes, "Please."
I haven't heard of
The Grapes of Wrath.
I read that as the
First a book,
grapes.
then a movie. Another good one, yes.
One more, then I've got to finish packing.
There's lots of things in plays and movies that I actually capture what they're trying to do. I'm thinking, oh, I see. This one gets annoyed with me because I say, this is going to happen next. I'll even say the sentence when I can say, this is what's going to happen. And I go, and he will say this, and he says it, you go, how'd you do that?
Oh, that doesn't bother me. People telling me about movies.
Back. It's Ice Mill. Yeah, so there's lots of things that interest me about humanity, about the frailty of it all, how we are all imperfect, though some will tell you they're not. Yeah, Adam's on Mel language straight away. Tainment. All you need to say now, Adam, is disgusting. You're in. How's your day been so far, Shamo?
He's on holidays.
Oh, excellent. Great time of the year then.
Oh, good boy, Adam. But I didn't see you put Mel. He didn't say be right back first.
Well, Mel's not back here to hear you.
Oh, she gone as well.
Yeah. Disgusting. There you go. I feel bets. Yeah. Gigas. I don't get the modern language of these young people. What is the world coming to? So we've got Shamo of Shamalot here.
Yep, on holidays, enjoying himself. Are you, Chamo? Still cold, is it? I mean, you don't have to get up early and move snow.
Giggers, there you go. He's right in amongst Australian colloquial Mandura language.
We love our
We
Mel.
do. We even cut names down. Your name in Australia, nickname would be Old Mex, even though it's nothing to do with Gringo. But that's what we do.
Oh,
Reduce
everybody just stand up. The RC bully has entered the room.
You know, it's very strange that someone's name starts with arse. Why would you pick a name like that? What's your name? Arse Bully. Really? So you punish bottoms. Strange.
Hunt for the red panda.
Wind has changed.
Well, I mean, you don't have to thank me, bully. I can't guarantee that everybody's standing up because you come into the room, though.
Hello, Mel. Oh, dear.
Mel?
Be right back. You haven't listened to Adam's language class he's been doing. Mel
Adam,
would be
Mel,
so proud.
Mel, Adam has learnt very well off you.
He has learned to speak Mandarin. Oh, right, yeah. So how is the highway in Montreal?
Oh. Oh, Sayo with peanut butter.
Oh, that's yum.
Oh, yum, I haven't had them in years. Peanut butter or Vegemite.
Nothing like a sayo with a bit of butter, fresh tomato, cheese, big like
Yes.
a black pepper for me.
Oh,
Just a bit.
man, I have to go buy some tomorrow.
Nice.
When we're on our journey. What do you mean, money hungry Americans? Vegemite. Oh, we love Vegemite, Gringo. Vegemite. Oh, peanut butter's nice on them too. Oh yes, we love Vegemite. Vegemite. You don't know what Vegemite is, old.
It it might sound astonishing. 25 million Australians, at least 24 million of them, with a piece of toast and Vegemite in the morning.
Don't smell it, you eat it. Have you had it, old?
During winter, I will show you a drink which is basically liquid Vegemite. It's called Bonox.
Oh God, that's disgusting. Don't have
Big,
that.
slurpy bit of tarry thing put into hot water.
Did you happen to have Marmite, old, maybe? Did someone try and pass off Marmite as Vegemite to
Yeah,
you?
you got to put butter on your sayo. There's no
Yeah,
point having
butter.
it otherwise. Real butter, not plastic butter.
It's salty, but you don't put it on very thick. Just thin.
Actually, you're not allowed into Australia unless you pass the Vegemite test. You spend $2,000 on a plane, you land in Sydney, they say Vegemite and toast, you go, oh, I'm not having any of that crap. Beg your pardon? Eat or leave. Oh, by the way, welcome to Australia.
Marmite's disgusting. I don't like Marmite.
Oh,
Yes.
huge difference, old gringo.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
Yes, bully, we love butter. Unsalted butter. Oh, there's a big difference, yep.
I even make my own butter, which is not that hard to do.
Vegemite on toast. If you Google in Seeds
You only
channel,
get it in first class, Adam.
or write Seeds to Freedom Vegemite,
Oh, didn't you put that on your channel?
or one of our channels, Gringo, I'm sure you put on your channel as well. Type in Seeds to
Not sure.
Freedom Vegemite and that video should come up and shows you exactly how to do it.
I don't know where you got Aussie cheese in the can, but I wouldn't eat it. Would I eat a stick of butter for money? No. Stupid people would, Bully. Do you want to eat a stick? I'll give you $10, Bully, if you eat a stick of butter. That's if you're stupid, of course. Do I put a stick of butter in a stew? Yeah, I do.
Ringo had Aussie cheese in a can. Well, that's something I haven't heard of.
Yeah, no, we do have...
Do you mean
what's
cream
that cheddar?
cheese?
That cheddar that you get in a cardboard box.
Well, that's
processed cheese.
Yeah, that's in a box,
It's not
though.
nice. It's nasty. I can even make my own cheese as well. Done it, no problem. My Marmite. Marmite, but Pa wants nothing to do with it.
When we went on our bus trip on our holiday, I bought little things of Vegemite with me, and
Yep.
one breakfast I went around, I gave one between 2 to 4 people, because you don't need a lot. Honestly, you don't. And half liked them and liked it, and half didn't.
Yeah, Bega, you're right, they're a big company. They would export cheese in a can. They couldn't sell it in Australia if they tried. We wouldn't eat it.
No, I've never seen cheese in a can here.
No, we wouldn't eat it. We wouldn't eat, like, dehydrated eggs. I mean, if I'm hungry, I'll eat anything, don't get me wrong, but it's not something we'd buy.
We've got Kraft incredible cheese in a jar.
I mean, 2.5 pound of nice mature cheddar is probably here in American dollars $6.50, 2.5 pounds. So a big chunk of cheese. But it's nice, it's mature cheddar, it's not normal cheddar. It's like you won't find, you may on occasions, but it's rare, you'd find chicken in a can. Tuna, yes.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of chicken in a can.
Chicken, no. I tried it for a while, but no, I wanted the stuff.
Yes, we tried the chicken in a can. Just thought we'd give it a go, but no. Don't like it.
I got a peaceful is a feeling. Da 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 da.
Well, that was quick, Mel. I'm gonna have to take the gold star back off you now. You were too quick, Mel.
Making chicken to go in a preserve jar, yeah, it's easy enough. Wouldn't put any skin in there or bone, mainly chicken breast, cooked in the jar itself with a broth of chicken stock, onions and garlic, pressure can, lid goes down, good for a year. But chicken's so cheap, I don't do that.
That's true, Mel.
What's that?
It's all right. I know what she's talking about.
I don't.
It's okay.
There's lots of tinned goods I wouldn't eat. But vegetables in a tin, I think they're okay.
Baked beans,
Baked beans, yep. I don't mind some baked beans on toast.
beetroot.
Beetroot, yep. Pickles we eat a lot of. Probably in the second shelf of our fridge. All the pickles you can imagine.
All different ones, yeah.
Because we like to get a big board, cheese, tomato, fruit, pickles. In a rice cooker, I throw mixed veggies and some cube chicken. Yep. Sounds really good. I love my chili sauces. I'd have about 10 different varieties at any given time if I haven't made my own, which I've still got some. And it's just for me a great additive to food. And chili is supposed to be good for your circulation.
You don't like beetroot, Mel? Beetroot in a tin? Oh my God, I love beetroot.
I could do that. I could get a challenge, get a big tin, weigh about a pound and a bit of beetroot, and I could eat the whole lot.
Ah, I love it.
Yes, it's very easy to pickle watermelon or put whiskey in watermelon. In fact, we've got watermelon in the fridge now, which I might go for after this.
It's a bit cold out there and windy. Buttercup, welcome back.
A lot of people pickle the rind of watermelon without the skin, of course, but the
Never
rind.
had pickled watermelon. I don't know about that. Well, people fry it.
I mean, yeah, you can pickle everything.
Mel, you ever had pickled watermelon?
Mel, was it when you were in your dream time? Out in the bush, below Uluru, Mel's eating beetroot just before she does her poo.
It's sweeter. Okay.
I pickled everything. I love pickled vegetables, anything really. Cucumber pickles. Yeah, you like cucumber pickles, don't
Oh, I love the sour ones. Yum. The little baby, whatever they're called.
you? My favourite beetroot is the little baby beets that are still round. Yum. Because they're delicious. Here's a question. Since Buttercup just can't be bothered giving questions,
Yes,
I'm going to give
Buttercup.
one for tonight.
You're a bit slack lately.
In the early part of the 20th century, the Tsar of Russia, his wife, his children were executed because of the revolution. What was the first name of the Tsar? What was the name of the Tsar, his first name?
Oh, Buttercup, I just asked, was it windy outside?
Yes, I make bread and butter pickles, Adam. If you want to look to my website, type in Seeds to Freedom and bread and butter pickles, you'll see my recipe, and they are yum. The answer is, from Old Gringo Correct, it is Nicholas. Not Nicola, Nicholas. Very sad, that story.
Nicholas.
In
Steve.
fact, people think, well, why did he stay in Russia? Because everywhere he asked to go, they said no.
That was
Even his cousin in England.
pretty sad, that story. Killing that whole family.
Yep, pretty sad. Not the first time, and probably not the last time that will happen.
No.
Yeah, it's a process, but it's not complicated. And it is so yum. Yes, it's funny how the author got Catholic Church in Rome, in Russia. Basically makes them saints because they got murdered. A bit harsh to become a saint like that.
Yeah, why is it always you get these things after you die?
I'm pretty sure Bully knows what's happening next, and it is that. I want you to relax and listen to one of my 5-minute meditation tapes, Bully. They will be relaxing. You will find inner peace and sanctity.
I was waiting for you to do it. I thought I'd let you have the pleasure this time. You timed him out as well.
Yes, true, Buttercup. I think that we've got an opportunity with these one-on-ones, not to find out more about people, but I think you'll find the similarities of the stories. That's what I think. I think that's what, over time, we'll get the impression that we're not that different. Even though the journeys are different, they're very similar. And that's a good thing, because that means that we are all equal on one level. The journey of life, a piece of string with no length.
Bully's going to come back and say, why'd you do that?
Well, it's rehab, really.
Yeah.
We'll just call Bully Amy Winehouse from now on. Don't want to go to rehab, no, no, no. But you are.
Adam. at times. He can be okay at times, but sometimes...
Absolutely terrible what happened to particularly southern Russians, where all the crops were harvested and Stalin decided to keep all of them, and they all starved in their millions. It's a terrible story of persecution of some of his own people. And some of it was on ethnic grounds, definitely, but it was just that he was a bastard, let's be honest. I think the world should be glad that Hitler was Hitler and Stalin wasn't Hitler.
Put my phone on the charger.
Windows change from the east.
Finish packing. Yeah, rehab, yep. Seeds is putting me to rehab. I mean, I would have just let that go, but Seeds hasn't actually timed him out for a while.
No, it's a rehab for also me as well as the arse bully. I think that's true, whether it's past lives or something that's been not done or unfinished business by your ancestors. Because the journey, I believe, we're all part of something wonderful. It means you're part of your genetic history. And I think there's probably things that need to be done or undone that we don't really know about until we get a little bit smarter as the years pass.
I'm just going to put my phone on the charger.
Yep, we're
Okay,
probably going to call
finished
it quits for the night.
packing.
Wait for the tremendous thunderstorm, which
No, I saw that
seems
one
not to be
lightning.
happening.
That's it.
I was separated from my parents when I was a kid. Long story. Well, so was I, old Gringo. I often wonder what drives folk to incredibly evil things. I do too. My dad was separated from his parents. Yeah, well, that's a continuation. And my grandparents. And my great-grandparents. Yep. So the nest in your line of ancestry was that you were kicked out of it probably before you needed to be. I'll tell you the story one night, Gringo, where my parents left home. But that's for another night.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you for being here. I hope you all have a great day. Most of you are just starting it or you're heading into the lunchtime period. We will, on another occasion, cross paths, I'm sure. So like a flock of sparrows. Have a good one.